Okay, cool. What is up, everyone? This is Do Coffee with Tom, your host. We're gonna chat, we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna lament my failure. Oh, I'm so pissed. I'm butthurt because I was trying really hard to bring down the Delve World boss, and I'm trying to double check like how far I got him down to. I got him down pretty far, but you know, not good enough. So I think this is the very last attempt that I tried. I just want to like try to scroll and see exactly where I got to before I went down. So come on, memory. I just want to see where I was at. So I hope everyone's doing well. It is Wednesday. And I hope that everyone's loots were merry. 14%. Fuck, man. Okay, so that was one of them. I think the attempt that I did before that too was like also very close. So let me try to get back there too. So yeah, so here's me going down. So what did I get him to this time? So there I got him down to I switched to him. Okay, that messed me up too. And I shouldn't have. Oh no. Okay, so I got him down to 25. And then I was out of range when I was doing the ad. Sorry. I'm mostly talking to myself right now. And then I come out. No, he comes out of his phase. Okay, he's still doing his thing. So he comes out of the phase. I'm taking damage. My health isn't full. So, the first thing he does is the imploding thing. Ah, crap. And then I just die. So that was... Okay, so there was another one. I'm going to find this. I'm going to find... Because I thought I had him, like, lower than this. Okay, so that was 20... Okay, so I kept staying on... Okay, so the very last attempt that I made was... So, like, this nonetheless fight... It's actually not a hard fight. Let me tell you that right now. Eventually, once you guys get enough gear, you'll be able to endure this fight. There's one thing to care about, and it's like there's like a kick. And I'm gonna do this fight again. I'm just gonna make one attempt because I need to get this out of my system. I'm just like, I'm so pissed. Because like last night after it, I'm like pulling out all the stops. I'm trying to get this thing done so I can be like one of the first 4,000 people to bring this guy down, and we're well past that now. We're at a lot of folks that have down this boss once they get the gear. I don't quite have the gear, and so for me this is a long fight. This is like a 14-15 minute fight. it's long, and the problem that I'm having, I think I don't know if the boss has a buff. It doesn't look like he has a buff, because up until like this imploding strike, which is a tank buster, I think it's a tank thing. It does a certain amount of damage, does a lot of damage, but I guess in his last 20-something %, it does more damage than I can handle. It one-shots me. So here I am, full life, dead. So I'm like, bullshit. So that pisses me off. Now I used everything that I could get a hold of. You know, and I even enchanted and all that. I spent a good 100 grand on like enchants and stuff. I'm like, oh man, but I really wanted to get it. So, you know, that's the cost of fun. It just sucks that I didn't get it. So I'm gonna do it again. I just want to. I'm so pissed, because I didn't see that he gained more life, and that really tilts me. So, just one try. All right. Just gotta deal with it. It's probably 20% to 20%. Then you yeah, that's what sucks. So like the strat for me was, I don't know if you guys did it. Actually, I'll just commentate as I go through. Let's see how far I get though. I don't know. So Here's where I would lust and hit pots and everything. So the things that I need to look out for. I need to make sure I have full life before his tank buster, which is not this. This is the thing that I kick. So I just need to make sure I kick that. Here's the imploding strike. That's the tank buster. So I'll typically like pop a quick heal before that comes right when I get hit, so I can get my HP back up. I'll stand in this whole green thing that Valero puts down, and that's kind of it. That really is it. So that's the fight. You just do this a lot. And then there's like twists that you gotta deal with later on. So part of the strategy that I need to deal with is trying to make sure that one, my HP is full each time, so I can immediately get my HP back up, kick the thing, and just kind of endure it. Because this is just a long fight. But also I want to time my cooldowns in such a way that I'm able to like get a lot of damage out when I really need to get a lot of damage out. So chances are pretty good, since I'm kind of talking out loud now. I'm not going to get this done because I'll totally lose my concentration on trying to talk to. So do that, get my get my health back up. I'll grab these little health things to help kind of cushion me, just in case. It's gonna help a lot more later in the fight because like there are ads that come out at certain times. So right now, like I'm gonna hold on to cooldowns. I'm at 80% or so. Once I get to 75%, he's going to spawn an ad or 2 ads, and I want to try to burn those down as fast as I can. I'm not able to kill them fast enough before he comes back up, so I just kind of have to deal with them, and then I cleave them down for the most part. So I just got to like endure taking extra damage during that period. Yeah. It's fun, you know. It was fun giving this a shot. I was just really disappointed with myself not having gotten it as fast as I woulda, coulda, shoulda. What kind of sucks though is that, you know, something like this, it's very much just a prestige thing. It's like, hey, can you get it? Can you do it? You know, be one of the early people that do it. And I wanted to. So now I feel left out. I missed out on the glory. The glory is lost. But anyway. So I'm gonna hit 75 in a bit. So right now this first 25% is like pretty chill. You just kind of do whatever. So now ads are coming out. I saved cooldowns, so I'm just gonna kind of go hard. Try to make sure that they stay grouped up as much as possible, even though sometimes like they'll do things like that. But now you notice here, like there's also now this area denial that starts cutting through, and I just need to dodge it. So it keeps kind of like cutting through, getting in my way, pisses me off and all that. And well, I don't like how the targets are like separating from each other, but oh well. Like I said, this is just something that I end up having to endure. So his cast is about to finish. So now he re-engages. And then I pop a quick cooldown because he might pop a tank buster. And this is where things get dangerous because I have ads on me. So it's even more important that I try to pick up. It's more important that I try and pick up on the those on the interrupts and stuff, which I missed. Now, one thing that I totally forgot. This is MacGuffin. I'm gonna do that. Or Mulligan. What sucks is when I re-engage the boss, DBM doesn't notify me of the alerts, the combat alerts, because I'll have it play a sound when he does his cast. So I keep an eye out. So I keep an ear open for that. Now, problem is when that phase is over, he does a full rotation of abilities, but there's no alerts. So that's how I missed it. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. So it's tough. It can be tough because that one cast, it'll kill you. Like it'll do about 800k damage. I have a little under 500. If I'm really lucky, I might have some passive mitigation thing help me out, but chances are no. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one more try just to kind of like And I slept poorly last night. I'm all sorts of grumpy because it's like warm and like, yeah, damn summer weather. It's like totally not summer, but anyway. You try to give up, you couldn't survive. It's a tough fight. So it's tough, but I find it fun. It's not like, yeah, and it's interesting because it's not like the other the previous one where like everything was a one shot. You have to constantly dodge and be engaged. Here there's like specific things to look out for. But I think the fight does feel differently depending on the role that you're playing as. Like, I don't think the tank buster happens at all, which isn't a big deal. There's like other stuff that non-tank will have to worry about instead. Also, I'll pop cooldown again. Not bad. I did see a Wowhead article this morning that said that this guy drops myth crests. And funny enough, the myth crests that drop off this guy don't count towards the cap, which is very interesting. So everyone, you know, mythic raiders and whatever, they're going to be dropping by here to take this guy down too. So I found that interesting and kind of odd too, because now you have top gamers who are coming back here to make a stop. You know what I mean? So not entirely sure how I feel about that. I'm sure like those gamers will be like, you're forcing us to blah blah blah, and they're not wrong. Fortunately, like for them, it's a quick stop. You know, this isn't like a huge thing. Hobby fixes grumpy days more. No kidding. I don't want it to affect my behavior though. Not when I want to do visits and be in like my happy spot and all that. So I'm gonna try to, like I said, get this out of my system. So I think one decent try will do me good. So if y'all can bear with me on that, I would appreciate it. I hope everyone else had a good day so far though. Hope everyone's Tuesday was merry, that you guys got some decent loot, that you got some stuff done. But of course you have like all week to do it as well. I think I got most of the stuff that I wanted to get for my main done, so I'm cool with that. Ooh, that was very deadly. See, I'll survive that, but I need some way to survive like that last 25 or so percent. At which I'm thinking is just going to be chaining cooldowns. Now I don't have Blessing of Protection, which I really should have. Actually, I think I do have it. I just don't have it on my bar or something. So I really don't like how these guys separate. It's really annoying. Yo, come together. So Blessing of Protection. There we go. Cool. So the Tank Buster is a physical thing, so I can pop it like twice. That's all I get. So I'm really, the ideal time, of course, for me to pop it is going to be towards the end. So it'll give me like one more cooldown to rely on, but like that's it. The Tank Buster happens pretty frequently though. So I'm eventually going to run out of solutions. And the solution from there is just to try to outlast and clench and hope. And of course, having the gear will do it. You know. So I think one of the ads went down, so now things feel a little bit more comfortable. But I still need to be careful for the Tank Buster. I just need to make sure I have full life, and then I'll be okay. So I'm gonna stand in the field for some extra healings. And then I'll be like, okay. So like you see how I like, for the most part, a second or so after I take the hit, preferably faster, I'll self-heal my way out of that Tank Buster. Other tanks, they have other stuff, hopefully, to take care of it with. So I think the other ad went down. Yeah, other ad is down. So now I'm just going to kind of progress my way to 50%. And then I go through another phase where we have different ads. And then they're handled only slightly differently. Woo, close. So you see how close it is. And how, you know, based on this, just having more gear I'll be fine. So like I'd say like next week, I'll be in a much more comfortable spot where I can take this boss down without too much trouble. It'll still be a long fight. It's just that I won't have a problem surviving the last phase. I just need to make sure that like the kick is the only thing that is going to be consistently deadly for me throughout most of the season. Otherwise, I'll be able to relax more and more as I get more gear. So max I'm level is like close to 290 or so. I'm at 250. So, and I'm using whatever the hell trinkets I can get a hold of, which are not ideal anyway. But it's doing okay. So we're at 53%. I'm gonna, there's like, you can see there's 12 seconds left until the, until my cooldowns are up, but I'm just gonna hold them. I'm gonna wait until ads come out, and then I'll try to blow those up, because those are deadly in their own way. They do like a the stacking poison thing, but what sucks is that it's not even an actual poison. It's just damage over time. It's non-classed, so you can't like cleanse it or anything like that. It's just physical damage. So I don't know how other people handle it. Kind of sucks. Like this is one of those, hey, good to be a tank kind of thing. But of course, using the healing thing, you know, making sure that you are standing on top of the, you know, in the green circle and running over the healing pot things, like that helps. So this is pretty ideal for me because these guys are just kind of bunched up right now. And there's no weird field for me to worry about. But look, you can kind of see like that orb that's going to come out. That sucks me in too. So now it's a new mechanic that I got to deal with. Yay. So new thing should be coming out. So I'm just gonna grab the Healy thingy, you know, to make sure that this sort of, for the most part, negates the poisons. So we are gonna come out of the phase in just a bit though. So I need to like get back onto the boss and then watch for his nasty abilities, pop little cooldowns as I need to. So there's a tank buster. I'll just pop a soft cooldown for that one. Survive it, heal up, and then the ads are, you know, they're getting whittled down. But it just kind of sucks a little bit now because now I have the sucky to worry about on top of everything else. So there's like the damage that you take, it's not huge, but it is really annoying. Especially when you're trying to take the imploding strike, the tank buster, and not die. So ads are dead now, and I'm okay. I just got to like watch my positioning and all that. There's the tank buster, and oh, actually I took no damage from that one. I would like to have that happen more often, if possible. Do I use Guardian or Bubble at all? I can, yeah. So like I would use it in an emergency, and given how long this fight is, I'll have an opportunity to like use it more. Once I get down to that 25% though, I can't, you know, I need to have it available for the imploding strikes, and that's pretty much all I got. Then I run out of tricks. And, oh, shit. So you see how close that can get. So that's me not doing a great job of controlling my holy power stuff. So I'll use one more set of cooldowns. And then now it just kind of, I mean, I can, actually it doesn't really matter if I hold my cooldowns or not. But I want to have them available once the ad phase is finished and then the boss comes back out and then I can use activated. Because that's when I'm going to be like, all right, I'm just going to ignore the ad for the most part. That's kind of what I concluded. Like if I can just kill them before I get killed, then great. But as you can see, it's a long fight. That's the thing right now. Oh, gear will solve this. Gear will make this faster. Something like the Dell boss from Season 3, Season 3 War Within, that was not really the case. Like, you had to constantly be engaged at a high level of, like, dodging stuff and anticipating things. Here, it's different, you know, so you're engaged in a somewhat different way. Now, as for, like, the interrupts and stuff, I don't know. I don't know how like healers will handle it and stuff. So here's the third ad that comes out. So in this case, this one does like a nuke, just like a shadow bolt, which can be annoying. But it also does a shadow crash, which I'm sure hurts a lot more. I don't think I've ever gotten hit by it. But it does make me like want to dodge. So what sucks is that he's gonna be out for the rest of this fight, and I just need to dodge it. So I can't really give myself the opportunity to kick. I'm just gonna do like damage as I can right now, but chances are this thing's still gonna be alive by the time this fight ends. So ooh. So now I'm just gonna pop everything and enjoy. So there's the kick. And floating strike, I'm gonna pop a little cooldown for that one. So I think the sucky gets even stronger right now. So that's me popping a bubble, my big bubble. Hit the kick. Shadow Crash is about to go out, so I just need to dodge that. It's very big. And floating strike, pop a guardian. Kick that. See, I'm getting nervous now. Ugh. And then the floating strike will happen soon, I think. Second guardian. That. Hammer again. Pop my AD since that's available. Cool. I guess I should have tried to chain that a little bit better, but we'll see. Shadow Crash. Kick that. That's my big bubble now. So I'm out of tricks. So here comes a strike. And I'm dead. Yeah, so darn. So gear will solve that. I think if I use my I used my AD already. I wouldn't be able to get more than one of these out. It's too long. Yeah, that's kind of it. So I guess the thing would be like if I had Bloodlust there, I don't think that would have gotten me the 10% that I needed. So darn. Doesn't Blura cleanse it? There's a dot that she cleanses. Yeah, that's so I don't have to worry about that. I'm good there. There is a purple field that she lays down that does a damage reduction, but I can't rely on it either. That was my best attempt though. Yeah. So, I think if I were to, I think if I were to go out and like try to cap on crests, like if I wander the land and just get whatever veteran champion crest that I can get, then I would probably be able to cap out on some more of this gear. Because like I have a couple of things like yeah, some champion stuff that I can put some points into, put some upgrades into, some other things. I could still make myself another crafted piece of gear, but there's nothing that I really want to make. The closest thing might be boots, because I already have like a 259 this thing. And oh, you know, I could have made a two-piece. It actually would be a good idea. Yeah, actually that would be a good idea, dumbass. But then that would have just given me what? What's my two-piece? Shield of Righteous deals 20% increased damage. That ain't shit. So what's my breakdown? My breakdown is Shield of the Righteous is like, oh, it's all the way down there. I didn't really do much with that. Yeah. It's really like hammers that was like doing the work for me, which is usually like, oh my god, hammers. I usually don't like using hammers, but for this fight, I wanted to have the burst. Now I'm thinking about it though. Now while the hammers were good for the are good for the bursty parts, like would I be able to survive his thing, his strikes as a lightsmith? I don't think so. I don't think that would have made a difference. Cause all I would really get is this. I would get the 5% extra armor, but that does way more damage than what 5% would give me, or 3% stamina. Bulwark helps, but it's not reliable. I want to be able to give. It doesn't give me a reliable bubble because I'm taking other damage from like the ad and other things. So darn. I'll try to be a good sport about it. You know, I feel like I can be a good sport about it because I gave it a good honest try. You know, I threw down. You know, so there goes like about like I said, I think like 100 grand and like enchants and consumables and stuff. But it was a fun try. I'll always say that. It would have been more fun if I got it. Let me pull up stuff now. If it comes up. And I'm experiencing random DCs? Not in the past 12-15 minutes, no. Not have all that stuff for rating? Yeah, but I'm gonna end up replacing some of the stuff. So like these are like champion legs, I'll replace. So like I enchanted that, I enchanted the chest, a freaking veteran chest with a 20,000 gold enchant. Yeah. But you know what? I'll get this out of the way. I'm going to use the catalyst. Because catalyst on that hero piece, I think that is a good call. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 folks have signed up. Couple of repeats. Oh wow, a lot of people from EU. 1, 2, 3, 5 people from EU. Wow, it's like half and half almost. Ooh, fancy. Interesting. That's cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me do this before I forget. I'm trying to think of how to like time my cooldown so I can get like one more big defensive thing out there. I guess technically if I use the big hammer, that technically would work. Actually, wait, hold on. No, that wouldn't line up very well. If I switch my Avenging Wrath to Sentinel, then that will give me 15% extra health. But that's not very reliable. Yeah. But I will be able to do that twice, once a minute. So I can possibly chain that. It'll be really close though, because I have 80 on 1 minute, Avenging Wrath on 1 minute, and then I have to contend with these like big cooldowns, which I'll only have one opportunity to use each. Well, I have 2 Guardians, 1 Bubble, 1 Bob, and then I just need to space the Bubble and Bob out because of Forbearance, which is stupid. Is there anything else though? Lay on Hand? No, Lay on Hand's gonna do. I mean, it gives me more armor, which might do it actually. So there's that. So then I have another 5 or 7 minute thing to maybe rely on. I can think about that. I can think about that. Oh, this is the wrong spot, buddy. All right. Wrong spots. The token person is Here. No. I'm going to the catalyst. Wow, dude. Hold on, I'm gonna chug this coffee. Okay, at least that we got that one wrong, but okay. Yeah, cheers, guys. Sheesh. Okay. So I do have a charge, don't I? Got one charge. Okay. So now I can make a hero version of this. Crit. Oh, it's also crit mastery. So my stats aren't going to change all that much. Or my stats aren't going to change. I'm just going to get like the 2 set, which will be like helpful, I suppose. But yeah, yay. Now I got 2 pieces. Yay! Oh, raid went well yesterday. Classic us. Last pull of the night, we get the 4th boss down, I think. Where's the thing at? Not that one. Yeah, so we got the 4th boss down at the very end of the night. So far these felt like good fights. I think the only one we one-shot was Solidar, which is sad. Like, fighting him on normal felt like phase 5 of the original fight, where he's just like, I'm just sad. I'm just sad and depressed. Do I stream raids? No. My guildmates happen to. Like, there's 2 of them that happen to be streaming while we raid, and I don't mind it. But yeah, I tend to not, because I'm very unengaged with chat. That's how, it's been a long time since I've done it, and whenever I do stream that way, it's very night and day. I act pretty differently when I'm just doing the raid. I'll sound different, I'll talk a little bit differently, and I'm not talking with you guys, which is like kind of the bread and butter of what I normally do. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. I mean, maybe it would be worth streaming like the first couple weeks or so, because it's like, okay, we're all blind and we don't know what we're doing. We're just kind of like ready, check, pull, whatever. But that was the other thing too. Like, sometimes people will backseat, and I'll tell people, hey, we raid like kind of blind. Like, we'll peek at the dungeon journal every now and then. You know, once we get an idea of what we're getting hit by, and we need tooltips and stuff. But largely, like, some people will be like, oh, you should try this. I'm like, no, stop it. Stop spoiling me, and all that. All right, so let me get to our first place though. Theodore is first. What do you want? All right. Weird rhymes on butterflies. Did he say anything? I didn't catch it. I didn't catch if anything was said about anything. So I think it was something about like swapping, something like that. I know my hard drive is like getting kind of full, so yeah, getting kind of low there. I can take shit. Actually, can I take all of this and move it? No. Let me take. Okay, I know what I can do. I can take all this and move that. I'm like slowly moving like stuff to my backup drives, like older stuff to my backup drives. We're getting there. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. It'll be a few minutes before we start. Logging in now? Okay, cool. Well, you lucky then. You lucky. I would have gotten started in just like a minute. All right. All right. Let's see. Stuff around. Music is off. Oh God, 20 minutes? No way. Yeah, I'll probably start in like 5 minutes. That should move enough. That should move enough files. Yeah. Meanwhile, wow, take a look, guys. We're at Founders. Yay! Something that I'm kind of pleased about is like we're getting so much random decor that it will let me fill up. It'll let me fill up more of the house that I'm trying to put together. Without having to really go out of my way to like buy stuff. So I'm at 52, 50 something now. And by no fault of my own. I bought a bunch of small assets. I bought a bunch of beams and rocks, more of that stuff, you know, typical me. But I do have a lot of stuff that I can throw down now. So can I filter by things that okay, yeah, let me just filter by things that I do have. So there are a lot of things that I can use as like, I need a lot of stuff for debris. So I'm probably going to replace like some items that I have in the house with like more generic stuff like bar shelves and things like that. Because I have lots of ones of things. Yeah, so I intend to use these to the fullest. Just finished your jungle evening circle room. Had to buy 40 hostas and 20 rocks and 6 palm trees, and my alt is broke. Oh, I got the puppy, by the way. Shit, what's his name? Forgot. Rufus. Where's the puppy? Roof us. Oh, puppy. Ha ha ha. Ah, he looks so good. All right, do something cool. Oh, hey, it's the boss. All right, do something cool, dude. Pet. Yay. Okay, so I want to warn you, Theodora. Remember, you're on YouTube, and the stream delay is like 30 seconds or something like that. It's pretty intense. So, there, you know, if you're trying to line up with me on something, it's you're gonna have a bad time. Just want to let you know now. Does he do the butt wiping animation or anything? Come on, buddy. Or like a spin. I know sometimes like do like this model does like the crazy spin. Please. Come on, buddy. I got plenty of time, dude. I can be patient on this. No, I'm just gonna stage fright. I think total stage fright. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and should you come with me? Tried to suck myself as good as I could, but you're not gonna surely. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll let you come with me for right now. Hopefully. Okay, now it's just actually it's just gonna be him. Oh, new concept. It's the puppy who's doing the visit. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Nice. As if he's like following us around. Dude, he's the building inspector. Haha. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so anyway. Let's do this. This is good enough. All right, folks, this is Devil's Lady's Place over in Razorwind. Right behind us is a big old Blood Elf house or Blood Elf spire, complete with wyvern, ready to pounce at us at a moment's notice. Place is gated off, pretty much all around, actually, with forsaken barriers. But let's get on inside, past purple door, under these trellises, and let's see how this path leads us in. So we have like plenty of greens, or we have a number of greens, not plenty, a number of greens that help to sort of highlight the house. Well, I turn around here real quick, and we have this. Okay, I was gonna say it's like a big old like hot tub, but no, it's just a way to bring us in to this raised porch area to have some snacks, enjoy some weird looking candles, right under both the tent and the Ark. So you can kind of enjoy like a good time right here on top of this table. Climb down these beams and let's take a look at what else is going on here. So these are, I don't know, like these have grown on me. Like I looked at these, I'm like, these look like just weird rock formations or whatnot, but they just, they're just pleasant to look at. They're just kind of cool. We have multiple entrances actually. So like there's one that we went through. We have purple door right here, and then we have another trellis right there to kind of lead us out as well. I guess this is just for like, hey, you want to go out and fish? Cool. Go ahead and head on out. Panning back to the house though, that's where I'm noticing the sentinel on the other side, and additional greens. Plus rocks and whatnot to give a different sort of vibe. And the swing set. Okay, this is cool. I haven't seen a large swing set like this. Usually it's just like one or two things like right here. Like I'll see something like, oh, hey, check it out. Someone put down string lights and other stuff. Here, they just use the whole canoe to act as, to act as the thing that you sit on. That's cool. And then here we have much more simplistic use of cushions to make for like one person swings, I guess. Too bad I can't walk through these. You know. Right back here, there's some more greens to, again, just kind of like address the side of the house. It's kind of hard to do because it's so freaking big. Oh, and I just noticed the griffin right on top of the other tower. That's cute. We have this sort of symmetrical look of the house, when we pan back a little bit. And then I notice the top here, like they have tower, of different colors. Maybe it would have been better to have like one unified color, but it almost makes it look like it was purposely like painted different colors if they wanted to do that. That's cool. We'll walk over the little leatherworking doormat kind of guy, and let's head on in. Oh, we could have sat on the swings. Oh, that's cool. That's a good touch. That's really dope. So as we walk in, I noticed that we kind of went up like a few steps right here. So let's kind of remind us of that. But as we walk in, we have like this kind of like Eastern look, for a windowsill, which is very cool. On the other side, not exactly a place to like throw down stuff. It's just this kind of like decorative centerpiece, this little void crystal-like thing. Very neat. With sitting on a table that's fused with that iron window. And again, so we rise up like just a little bit, going by these Pandoran lanterns. So we, again, like that little taste of like Eastern, Eastern Pandoran looks. And then we go in. Okay, this is very unique. So we go in, we go by this closet room, and then boom, now we're inside what feels like at least a medium-sized room, because we have like all of this just kind of walling us off. Big shelves, big fireplace, one place to sit, very intimate. Like look how close we are to the spot. But I like the depth of the room. Like, boom, we have kind of a shot like this to welcome us in. That's really neat. Like, here's like the other side of things. And we have, so we have signage kind of directing us where to go and like what's up, which is pretty neat. Is there a sign over here too? Okay, no sign over on that side, but we're still going to go left anyway. So we'll pan back around. So I notice here, are these like dresses? No, it's more like, well, it's crazy because I looked at it like this, and I'm like, oh, this is like this weird, like kind of like two-toned dress sort of thing, but it's more like a coat check, right? So I'll take it like that. So people can hang their stuff up right outside. This is, I guess, is kind of like the green room ish, but I do like the clutter that has been like placed throughout the spots. We got Mr. Snuffles, we got Miss Murgle, but like it's like little details, like oh, there's like a little cushion and rug roll that's placed inside one of these cabinets. And so like what happens on this side? Now we have just like cushions instead. So nice little bit of flavor that they added to it. But now, let's head on inside. It's meant to be cloaks, they said. Okay. Ooh. So things warmed up quite a bit. Notice how we have like some like kind of a bright light here with the chandelier right in the middle, but that chandelier doesn't exactly produce a lot of light. So instead we have this like kind of a contrast of like, oh, okay, here's something that's bright and we have this structure here. But then everything else feels like really dim by comparison. Like you can see here, like the lighting has changed. It looks like I can't tell if we're at unnatural dark or like the evening one. I think it's unnatural dark, but you can see how pronounced the lighting is here from the candelabra. That's what it's telling me. So I didn't quite realize. Let me kind of go back here. Here, there's plenty of small lights. The Niffin candle that produces just a little bit, but then we have the fireplace. We have the Tusk chandelier, which is like really, really big on the lighting, and then we have some smaller stuff here, candles right there, sconce right over on the side, like another one here. So here you couldn't tell, here you could, so now we have this greater contrast of like how dark it actually is, but it's being illuminated by the light sources, which is very cool. So let's go ahead and pan over a little bit. We have like a nice little centerpiece with featuring the fountain and trellis and the string lights and all that. I just noticed we have greens kind of all over the place. They're spilling all over. That's a lot to maintain for what is written to be. It's an inn that we're at. That's the kind of place that we're visiting here. Now here, it's one part sitting area, but it almost has kind of a retail kind of feel to it. So like if I want to like sit here and do stuff, I can grab one of the books that are available, and then just kind of enjoy the views and the sights that are around here. Again, like another kind of an Eastern look, with the privacy screens, but also, we have this table that's set up, and I like what they did with the beam here. So does the puppy, where you have like this. Is it a table? I think it's like this troll table-like structure, but it's kind of sticking out right here. But that seems intentional. It's like, oh, let's just go ahead and leave that there, and that's kind of nice. That's kind of cute. Panning it over a little bit more. Wine bar. So here's what. Oh, dude, puppy's like, ooh, I want some of that. Okay, I have him spawned, and he's just kind of following me, and now this is like the best thing, because now puppy's just gonna kind of do what he wants. I'm kind of amused by that. So yeah, wine bar right here. Rufus is definitely enjoying himself here. Some empty shells because everyone's out drinking, having a good time. Here's more kind of a sitting area, along with some branding. And here again, we have like the really pronounced light coming from the candelabra. That looks like the kitchen area, which we'll visit in just a bit. I just want to kind of pan over a little bit more. And again, notice how effective the lighting can look if you want it to like stand out in a way. So like we pan back a little bit, and you can see how it kind of like feels like a sort of solitary space if you want it to be like that. And then we have the bar, the cafe bar kind of spots. So we got shots going, we got electric shots, we've got regular shots, we've got all sorts of coffee and snacks going right over here. And let me kind of like back up, and I'll go to this spot here. So here's like the front ish of the coffee spot. Notice how here this kind of has the same feel as the Pandoran bar, with that half circle or so. But in this case, it's a little bit different. So in this case, it's more like an elfin 3/4 circle ish. And instead of like normal barrels, you have like these anima barrels and this other structure. It's just kind of like give it like a whole different take on the circular bar. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. All right, so I think we're gonna go into the kitchen area next, or sorry, I'm panning over. So here's where we came from. And then there's that spot, and then there's that spot. Now that actually seems to cut through to another room altogether. So I think we'll just go this way first. So Rufus and I'll head out. So this looks like just kind of the restaurant area. Yeah, so wherever food's coming from, all the way over there, or people just want to sit, we'll walk through the trellis and into this sitting area. So many guests, few guests, and all that. Very cool. And then, ooh, then we're let outside. So, oh, okay, that's very cool. In the very middle, there's that whole consortium structure, the ethereal structure right there. So as we're let out, I'm compelled to turn around. Very nicely dressed exit. We're missing. I feel like we're missing a little bit from the top to to help tell the story or to help kind of like describe. Okay, this is how big the building is from the outside, so we can't really capture that in this case. That's okay. I believe the budget's full, and they wanted to add some other details into it instead. So let's focus on what we've got. We'll kind of go around the outside first, and then we'll make our way inside. So first off, we'll go by like notice the lighting here again. It's very dark inside, or it's very dark outside, but then in here we have some sort of magical mystical thing happening out here. What it does, I don't know. Maybe it's an enchant to make the water flow properly, for all we know. That's all good. All right, so we'll go by. Really like, I do like these lampposts. I'm surprised that I haven't seen enough of these. I'm not quite sure what the costs are on something like this. I know I have one, uh, but I just like the look of it because it does produce its own light. It looks very, very pretty. But I have yet to see like this really big presentation of like, okay, let's just have like a whole array of these things in like a night elf sort of spot. But I'm a big fan of that particular structure. And then right back here, we kind of like tuck ourselves away a little bit because I guess I'm kind of like going the wrong way. But we have a trellis to enjoy some of the outdoor vibe and all that. I almost feel like back here though, we're kind of like running into like the budget constraints and all that. So we'll back out of this and just say like, oh, this is more like the back of the space because there isn't even an area that really leads us there for like pathing and whatnot. It's more like here. So like here's a spot that we would like chill and hang at. So there's Puppy, and we can enjoy some of the vibes out here. Really like how the lighting works out in this spot. We have one cherry tree with Panda. And then we'll climb up to the deck. This center deck. Where we can enjoy some snacks. Oh, Puppy's going crazy. Ooh. Okay, yeah. So he's very happy. So we can enjoy some snacks. I'll check out if we can enjoy a view right up here. For those who want to do that. Really cozy and cramped spot over here. Minimal lighting, just made for like, just really chill moments. Just, yeah, nothing too crazy. But I do like this glow. Like you have these purple sconces, which I haven't really seen. And I'm sure I've seen this before, but I'm pretty sure I don't have this myself. I really like how this comes out. Like the way that the lavender pink sort of pops against the greens. That's really pretty. Nice. Oh, so yeah, 3,500 now. Oh, nice. That's a big budget. But yeah, really cool outdoor spot. And then we kind of transition back inside. Oh, just imagine the cleanup here. You have like wind and other stuff that's kind of blowing inside. Oh boy. This might be like a wind tunnel. Now I think about it, depending on where you're at. Thankfully, though, this is the fictional world. We don't got to worry about that stuff. So let's go into the kitchen area. So inside the kitchen area, this is where all the cool stuff happens, such as cooking with Fel, right? I'm not quite sure where the Fel comes from, but sure looks like there's Fel in there. But that's fine, whatever makes the food taste good. Maybe it adds a little bit of spice. Like, how would you like a little bit of oblivion inside your soup? Is that cool? Okay, that's cool. So inside here in this kitchen area, I noticed that we have these bar shelves that kind of like tighten the space, kind of bring it down a little bit. Cool. I noticed how they're being suspended by these beams here. We have beam, kind of all over the place. And then we kind of run out of beam. But it's okay. I'm sure this is plenty sturdy and all that too. Now we do have the whole pantry setup as well. Dry pantry right there, and then we have some cooking prep area stuff The Caldorite tables, this is a classic practice. You have the Caldorite table that is just kind of like phased in to expose only like certain parts. Big fridges. Ooh, this is industrial by comparison. Oh, okay, this thing's filled. So very, very good fridge that we have here. Lots of shelf space. All of it's being used for veggies and takeout stuff and all. Being illuminated further by the filigree lights that you see in the back. And then I guess you have like some sort of arcane magic-y stuff happening back there too. And then surrounding it, or kind of encased in it, is one of the ethereal prison-looking things. That's how you get like that sort of effect. You see that used quite a bit when you're producing some sort of like cold effect or something like wind. You know, some additional shelf space for stuff. You know, this is one of the newer things that's out there. Very cool. No, love the fridge. Has a lot of personality to it because you have like the whole technology thing that's added to it. A lot of folks, they'll just be like, you know, they'll just have like some sort of structure like a plain fridge because that's what folks like you and I were used to. You know, all the motorization stuff, like that's all hidden. Here though, this is a very Warcraft kind of fridge. This feels very in character. So I think that's really well done. And here's like the other extension of the kitchen. Notice how we see the Caldorite table again, this time in all its glory for the most part. Oh, puppy put up a sign. I didn't know they could do that. Okay, I just learned. Okay. And then we have just a shelf for stuff. More stuff. Okay, I haven't seen anyone do this yet. Usually they present like just the portal as is. In this case, a door to oblivion. Oh yeah, it is oblivion. Oh, nice. So this thing's fouled out. Now, a very curious thing to have by the kitchen. So this is the boss's chamber. And what's the boss doing? Managing the staff, obviously. I mean, they might have some sort of labor dispute. It's like, oh, come see me in my office. Let's talk. Let's negotiate. And then the workers are like, I don't know. And she's like, no, really, let's just go back here. Like, let me get some coffee, and then we'll like go here and chat. We'll talk about this. And they're like, I don't know. Oh no, Miss Burgle. Wait, what happened to Miss Burgle? Does she have like fell eyes or something? She has. What is that? Is that like a candle or something? Well, yeah, Miss Burgle got corrupted by something. I am not sure what those eyes are. Huh. That's really scary. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to back out now. You know, Rufus said I'm going to close that. Yeah, so let's go. A little scary. Just a little scary. Back to the pleasant inside. Yay, so warm and cozy, relaxing and all that. Really cool though. Enjoy that. So now we're going back to, you know, this is the front of the place. There's the entrance. So now we're going to go to the other side and see what there is to explore right behind here. Boop. Ooh. Very interesting. Oh, wow. There's a lot of like cool exhibits here. So this is a very large vaulted room. You know, notice the extended ceiling here. So there's a lot of like empty space that's just begging for, you know, begging to be filled at some point, but not yet. Once we get more budget, well, you'll be surprised how quickly you eat through that too, trust. So we're going to go the usual way. But even coming in, you know, very, very dressed up, you know, using the bookshelf, the Pandoran bookshelf as like the door, as kind of the entrance in. So we just kind of slide in and there's all the stuff that's revealed. We have the different kind of street lamp, also very pretty. But this also acts like a, you know, kind of a living area. That's not really a word. But you know, not so much a retail area, but a place for folks. It feels like I'm invited to hang out. In the middle, though, we have multiple fireplaces going on. We have at least two. There might be a third on the other end. So, and it's very, very dressed. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit, but as usual, let's kind of like pan around and we'll spiral our way inside. So we have a couple friends, puppy right over there. A lot of couches for folks to sit or the boss to sit. We have what could be some secret shelves. Maybe, maybe yes. So we'll go through there like a little bit later. I'll just kind of like I'll leave that one open to remind myself. And we keep going. This is like the whole library area, right? Library area, places to work, a little bit to climb, and then back here, just this very, very bright, festive spot to chill, have some snacks that looks like have been arranged. Like they're arranged over back there in the kitchen, but they've just been kind of laid out here as well for folks who want to enjoy their stuff. Notice how the windows, they're like double dressed. You have the windows themselves, and then you just have some trellises right in front of it. To kind of like, not make it too bright, but it is very bright with the way that the light is being projected here. And then in the center, you have this fountain full of greens and a tree, more greens. And then above us, these Gilnean trellises to catch even more of it. So notice here, you have even more windows up there. I think that's a window to just brighten up the spot. So really, really bright here. I don't know if the lighting effects are still happening here because I won't notice one way or another. There's just like so much of it going on here. So yeah, more places to sit, to enjoy coffee and what have you. And then a little bit of clutter on this side. Some weapons that are hanging out that no one seems to be touching, apparently, with like the empty shelves and wall shelves too. I'm not familiar with this thing right here. What is that? Yeah, I'm not very familiar with that at all. But yeah, lots of like little knickknacks, random objects and stuff. And some of these are just new to me. Like this, I'm not entirely familiar with. The train, I am. Hello, train. I don't mean to be rude. Oh no, the puppy was captured. Or it's just a stuffed puppy. But it looks kind of cool because now it looks like a demon hunter puppy. That looks kind of cool. Rufus is like, I don't know, I disapprove of this. And so there's the boss of the house again. And then here we have, this is something that I saw earlier. I'm like, okay, I wanted to take a good look at this. It's like this Felquarium. Let's go with that. Can we say that? Felquarium? Because, I mean, Miss Murgle's fine. There seems to be like a little lobster action right down there too. So they're okay. She's happy. But then again, we saw the other one, right? We saw the other Miss Murgle in the boss's house, or I'm sorry, in the boss's room with the weird glowing eyes. And I think this is kind of like the before shot. So I have a feeling that this is a lot more sinister than we think it is. But it's very, very intense because you have doubles of these alchemy kind of chamber things that have been, one's been flipped upside down and so on and so forth to kind of like embiggen the whole thing. And then all these little contraptions, pipes, chains. Looks like there's fountain stuff happening there. I like the fountain is up top too. So it's giving that sort of like spilling effect, like it's just filling up with all sorts of like, I don't know. But it's pretty crazy. And then that kind of takes us back around. So let's go check out the center again. We'll kind of keep our eyes here. So again, notice how strong the lighting is. Like, I'm sorry, we have the four sconces on each side. Another Miss Murgle there, which totally is telling me she is a fell worshiper in this house. And then I'm compelled to go up because I don't think there's a way to go anywhere else from here. So here's the top area, and then notice here, like this is kind of the advantage of the vaulted ceiling, because that you can just make like this much more room, like that much. And now we have like this kind of upper level to enjoy too. And what do we have here? Booksies. Lots of booksies, places to sit. Just kind of a warmer, more isolated spot. So here's where the boss might sit. It's like, oh, I'm just going to be back here, like reading my fell stuff. But then you get to enjoy this nice view. This looks really cool. I like how filled out everything is. You could say, you can call it random, but it's also like, it also tells a story of like how things eventually fill out with like, okay, we got this stuff, and now we got this stuff, and then we got this stuff, and now I want to do this with that. So it has that, it tells that quick story of how filling this place out was more like a journey and not like, okay, we have everything like planned out. Okay, I just noticed these shelves have like the roses coming out. And it's kind of crazy because you have like, because the way that this is dyed, you have like this deep horde red for the beams on the side, and then they just mashed it with like some with some flowers and stuff. That's cool. That's very cute. Yeah, lots of little details. You know, to where you can kind of notice where things are like, wow, look at all this stuff, and then you can see like kind of these like more empty spaces. So it just shows like how much potential there is for them to fill this out with like all sorts of other things. Like they could easily just like extend this out even more, you know, add more stuff if they wanted to. Cool. Hell, they can close off this spot and make it an entire upper floor if they really wanted to. So now we're going to go through that secret shelf and see what's going on. Because now the vibe shifts a lot. You know, notice here, well lit, really bright, and then not so much. So they did point out that there are some rooms that are going to be a work in progress. We'll just kind of keep that in mind as we stroll through and at least give ourselves an idea of the layout that's happening here. So I really like how this sits though, because we have, you know, we have the dark lights. I'm sorry, we have the low lighting, but we also have the filigree lights that are just helping to illuminate whatever it can. So kind of sets the mood there. Then back here, kind of pan over. And we still have like a lot of rooms to cover. Because now we're in this sort of, I mean, I'm not entirely sure if this is part of the whole infield, but if it's an inn, people got to sleep somewhere. So let's take a look at what's going on. Now, this room seems to be very, very themed. Not exactly a Horde red or a Venthyr red, but just red so far, at least. Because like you have some of the deeper reds here, and I believe this is more of a bright Horde red instead. You can see like a, you know, subtle difference. It's not that huge. But whatever the case, the Murgles are like are just hanging out here. We got one there. We got one chilling on the bed. We do have a Venthyr book, which, you know, kind of gives us an indicator as to what sort of room this is, which happens to be a vaulted room. No, it's not a vaulted room. This is actually just a larger room that's been closed off. You can see kind of the slant here, and all these are just walls that they had put in themselves. So very cool. Let's see. We'll kind of like shoot over and then pan back on. Oh, okay. So in this closet space, dead body, maybe. Or it just happens to be a coffin that's been repurposed for something else. Can't be gruesome. Nah, not at all. But yeah, going back here, let's kind of break down like a little bit more. So over here, we just have a kind of a work shelf, kind of a vanity. Not for most folks who want to sit down and do their work, they typically aren't going to distract themselves with a mirror that's right in front of them, but maybe they're that kind of person. Maybe they want to do that. It's their choice. I really like what they did here with the fireplace. Reddened up. And then sort of closed off with the Gilnean trellis right on the side here. Interesting choice here too, because you have like this high back chair and then you have a rugged chair right on the side there too. I've never seen it dyed that way, so I think that's really unique. I never even noticed you can dye it that much. And then you have like the two beds. Cool. What else we got? Because we got a number of rooms to check out. Now this one is themed very differently. I like how the rooms are looking very, very distinct. It's not like the lighting, not the lighting, but the color, like that shifts a lot here too. So we have like this blue happening over here. It's not Alliance, it's not Death Knights, but it can be something like that. Notice what they did with the bed here. They like dressed this thing up, dude. So we have a, not, is that a door? No, not a door. It is some sort of, okay, that might be the actual bed. Yeah, so that might be the actual bed. It's just dyed like a little bit differently. But then here we have these posts. Huge posts That's that totally embiggen this bed. It's pretty crazy. Lower shelf right there. Some workspaces. I kind of dig this whole framed painting like thing because like they took the mirror, just kind of like merp, hid the actual mirror part, and now it's just using it as a frame, a stylish frame for flowers, 3D paintings or what have you. You got one fireplace plus the curiously small wagon over there. That's just a couple of fixings to make the place look like it's an inn, but the people who are at this inn, they've been staying here for a while. It's not the kind of thing where it's like, oh, let me just like stay overnight or something like that. It's more like, hey, I'm gonna rent this place for about 6 months, all right? And then they just kind of move in for the most part. They lease rooms at this place. So now the vibe shifts again. So now we're looking at, is this the light? I don't know. But it's yellow, that's for sure. So Murgles continue to dominate the space. We got one lion, because I guess that helps to match the colors and everything. Very cool. Notice again, we have a very, very close distance between the couch and the fireplace, just to tighten the space up, make it feel more intimate and all that. Here we have a very thoughtful climb into the bed, because it's a very, very high bed. I think it's been embiggened some too. So it makes it hard to just kind of like jump in. That way Lion Dude can like get in himself. Same with Puppy if he wanted to like climb in there too. And I noticed no bathroom. Just more like, just little closet spaces here and there too. Instead. Oop. Now on this side. Oh, now this is ruggeded out. Ruggeded. At least that's what I'm getting from the bed here. I love the rugged look. It's one of my favorites because it's like a not clean look, but it has a lot of personality to it. But here, as we pan over, we see a glimpse of the rugged look, and in this case, these are all like dyed, like kind of like this brown. I don't know exactly what color. There's too many of them, but it's been dyed into like that darker, earthy wooden color. The bed's a little bit different though. You kind of have like this different assortment of colors being used for the frame, for the backside. I didn't realize you can make it look like this, so that's kind of cool. Big old rug right there, huge table. I believe I think that's a troll table, one of the newer ones that have come out. And then there's a little bit of elven flavor right over there. Curious what they're doing with like the chain here, as if it's like a locked chest of some sort. Just notice here too, you have like this big flower pot featuring cactuses, or sorry, cacti, and a place to sit. Yeah, so cool rugged spots here. I mean, we could say this is like a hunter thing too, but I appreciate just like that sort of look. All right, so let's go through another spot. Well, this place is bone white, which I'm pretty sure is the color that's used for this one. Now, this tells me priest, which is cool. But yeah, bone white is what we're looking at. So I guess we're going through a spot that's full of just like class colors. I guess we can go with that. Maybe it's the class or whatnot. But bunch of like not exactly holy light representations, just like a very clean white room. You have little accents though. You have like a little bit of the purple going on here. So it's not like white like all of the place, just most of it. And then a little bit of closet space back there too. Snackies, fixins. Again, like these lived-in spaces that have been populated. Finally, we have this purple room. Mages? Mages. There we go. I think we got the... I think we have our assumptions in place at this point. So again, kind of a lived-in spot. Magic Puppy happens to live here. Awesome. Oh, I really like the way this is dressed up. Fireplace, but then you have one trellis, two trellis, third trellis flipped upside down. They're just kind of like stacked in front of it as if it's like a big privacy screen. Like you take that whole thing and then, you take it and then it becomes a thing. I think I noticed, is that a Herondar flag or like a druid kind of thing happening there? I think so. And then like a little workstation. Oh, he built something. Oh, okay. He left a gift, but not like poop. It's an actual gift. So as we finish off with the rooms, now we enter this. Uh, we enter this stairwell room, emptied out, nothing up there. But instead, we have like the centerpiece here. This oh god, what is it? Aspirant's fountain, I believe, something like that. And it's functional. You know, it's made for us to like get water from. So for all I know, this is like a grand bathroom of sorts, but I'm not sure. We do have some doors here that have been set up, or some small rooms. And what do we have? Yeah, okay, actually, this might be the bathroom. So we have one private stall. Let's have a seat, try this thing out, because this is a very grand seat that we have here. Like, hey, what does Puppy think? I think Puppy approves. I said pretty good on this one. So we rinse off to our thing. Of course, we can enjoy some pleasant sights with these paintings. I think we do have probably a similar vibe here. This other bathroom. Oh, it's just dressed a little bit differently. Very cute. But same setup. Vanity, places to wash up once you're done. All good. Actually, did I see what the toilet paper looked like? Rug rolls as the TP, right on. Oh, and then they added the extra crate down there. They just kind of fill out the spot, make it feel like an actual tank and all that. So I guess this is a kind of like grand bathroomy area, you know, kind of a public spot, featuring one vanity with which to fight over. Actually, there's a little baby vanity right there. That's fine. But people will be fighting over, it's my turn to change. It's mine. No. But I like the way that this is. I like the way that this glows, the way that this is set up. Very cute. It almost feels like a more public changing room, you know, like for dancers and whatnot, you know, and then you have a whole crew of ladies and gents that are like doing their thing, getting ready, rinsing off and all that. One prey target, cool. And then back here, this place is huge, by the way. We've been looking at a lot of rooms. We enter this rounded room, and I'm not quite sure what this is yet. Could be a bedroom of sorts. But I mean, it does feature this hot tub where the boss is hanging out in, so that's certainly a thing. So I guess this is where all the bathing actually happens. So we have like this huge troll setup. Right? That's cool. It's like this huge one of these new fountains that have come out, and it's being used as a waterfall shower. That's pretty sick. That's pretty cool. Shelf to like hold on to the soap and everything. Here is oh, and then it's semi-transparent, you know, for the perverts to see what's inside. I I mean, what else is it? I mean, normally you want to like have everything closed off, but in this case, no, no, no. We're gonna show them off as an exhibit. Excellent, excellent. So this is like the stage. This is the presentation room, and what are we doing? Glistening in our wet, sexy bodies or something like that. I'm just messing. But we do have towels to cover things up. But yeah, a very grand, like, remember, this whole thing is a bathroom. Washroom, you know, vanity stuff, potties, all that. Yeah, huge. And did I see everything? Wait, was this all hidden? Actually, not that I'm remembering it. Yeah, this was hidden because we were going through like these areas here, going through these rooms, and then we came out of the secret shelf. Yeah. So I just want to double check. Did I see everything? No particular key feature. There are a lot of particular key features. There's a lot going on in this place. Oh, but yeah, I think I've seen everything. Yay. I was doing a quick jog just in case. Because, yeah, we went through this whole in area with the outdoor room. Boom. The whole kitchen area is right over there with the boss's very scary room. Conference room, I guess. This is the main room. Here was the big old rounded room. Yeah, cool. All right, thanks. Thanks to Devil's Lady. Yeah, thanks for showing us your place. Yee. All right. I didn't say anything earlier. I just want to make sure that we're clear on who we're visiting today. So we're going to see a handful of other folks' places, including Cassie, Red Manta Panda, Zach, and Krillin. That is the plan for today. So total of 5 places, I think. There's a tiny outdoor area you missed in the back of the house. Oh, is it like you mean outside? See, that's the problem with Blood Elf houses. They're so damn big. It's so easy to miss stuff. Let's take a glance though. Might get lost in yours. Is it a level 9 house with nothing but rooms? And is it a literal maze? We'll see. Ah, ah, ah. Yeah, because the place was fenced off. I didn't try looking behind it. Um, did I see it? Or oh, this little spot. Okay, there's like some crates and stuff there. And see right there? That's where the workers are. Whenever negotiations break down, that's how it goes. Oh, it's a level 8? That's fine. Level 9 is game time though. Level 9 houses are just hold on, guys. I we gotta hold off. All right, so let's get it going. To number Fiddler. I got the puppy. I got the puppy. I had to go around and find one of the 2 of the Skinners, and I just drained some of their funds. Got myself some WoW tokens. I need to buy some more though. Let's see. Actually, let me look at the prices right now. So 225. Okay, so it's gone down by a tiny bit. So maybe today I'll just buy like 10 tokens, something like that. Yeah, that'll be the plan. That'll be the plan. Well, actually, I'm gonna wait 3 minutes. I want to see if there's any news. In the meantime, we might be pleasantly surprised or not. And it looks like I still have space for 1 more person for next week's visits. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we have 9 people. I think I might change the rules. I think I'm going to explicitly say, please don't let me do a revisit. Um, um, bum, 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 bum. Or I'll like bold it as a courtesy. Or I don't know how to word this. No, you're fine. You're fine. But like I do have so whoever signed up, you're fine. You're good. Um, but I know that I treat them differently, and that's not fair. So I need to get over that. But at the same time, it is more ideal if it's like a new place. I definitely noticed that yesterday. I feel really bad about Josh's place because when I was looking at it, I was like, I know this. I'm not discovering anything. Um, and me trying to redo it felt like me lying. Now, if I go in and it's like boom, like everything's so different, and and you're really confident I'm not going to notice, submit, do it. All right, definitely do it. Um, But if things go there, if I go there and I see like a lot of the same stuff, don't do that. So like for example, Panda. This is like his third, like we're gonna do his third visit, like after this one. Um, each time it's been like totally different, and I'm like, all right, cool, that's perfect. Because we're discovering, we're exploring, and all that stuff. Things feel fresh and new. Um, it's kind of a back and forth though, or I'm kind of mixed on it too, because while for me it's new, for viewers it might not be. So they'll be like, "Oh, wait, but then I haven't seen this before." I'm like, "Okay, okay," but then yeah, it sucks because the star of the show is the house, but I happen to be the lens at which we kind of like look at it for the in large ways, and I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to mess with the energy there. So anyway, is it? Oh, it's 10:01. Any news? I was delaying this for a reason. So unveiling the AWC. Okay, that was an hour ago. But let me look at this real quick. So they have big plans for arena stuff and the MDI. Very cool. I know not everyone's into like the competitive side of WoW. Me, it's not a big deal either. For me, I find the most fun in the Race to World First because it's all community that runs that stuff. Blizzard like tries to stay really hands off with that, apart from balancing and things like that, or the occasional like celebration once the race is over. Like that's always fun. But I like those more than the curate stuff Blizzard does. I mean, hell, even like Azeroth Interiors, which I was a part of. It was cool. It was great. I had so much fun doing it. Um, but I do encourage folks to pay attention to like the smaller ones that happen too. So I think I need to do that. So that way I can highlight them and show people, hey, dude, check this out. This thing's going on. So I should probably ask for that. I should go around. If there's a place where I can reach out to and be like, okay, who's doing what? And then I'll help to bump that because that helps too. When Blizzard does like the official one, they do it for a certain purpose, but then like the smaller community ones, I think those feel more genuine. Okay. I think we're ready to get into this. So, all right, folks, this is Cassie's place. Roving Founders. It's a nice day out. It's bright. It's sunny, and we have this magnificent gate to first look at. Like, check out what. Let's see what's good. Let's see what's happening here. So, we got fence posts, privacy screens. I forgot what this device is called. It's just a weird doohickey. Big old gear, and I think that's it. Actually, there's two big old gears right back there. That's neat. Nice, and it's like not simple, but it's a cool structure that they put together in this whole engineering house. It's like we kind of have fences, but we have like just piles of stuff as fences as well. We have turrets. That's what I call this fountain. And you don't see it very often because it's pretty gaudy, but it's also very cool because it's got a damn rocket on top, which is awesome. And I feel like people are being baited because you have big treasure chests here, we're like unloading stuff and all that, but it's also like a target that people can see. It's like, hey, come at it. But then if people like get close, then boom, they get rocketed to the face, which is pretty awesome. So I'll keep it zoomed out for a little bit. Let's kind of go around. Now, this is a unique thing. I haven't seen this before. They took the pile of gears and they twisted it in such a way because like the bottom here, this is the actual base of the gear, and then this is just like sitting on the side, but instead they twisted it and made this up top so they can make a flower pot. And now it's just this kind of eclectic, I don't know if that's the word, but it's a very unique structure that they made instead. That's neat. Well, yeah, again, hard on the engineering, big structures, just big metally industrial stuff. to dress the outside of this house. And then right back here, now I'm curious what this is. It looks like a little mini workshop of sorts, or like a grill, something like that, because you have like something being processed here. We chill, we hang out. Maybe somewhere down there is like fish, and then this is like an extractor, and it produces fish. So like here I am, I'm gonna sit. All right, I'm gonna go fishing today, guys. And then they pull a lever, and then just fish comes out. Yep, another good day of fishing, guys. Check out my catch of the day, and it's all like this mangled, mangled fish. It's like pieces of them or something like that. And yeah, over there, this isn't part of the house. You have a little fishing pole, fishing rod, and all that over there. That's kind of fun. Grill here for the processed fish. Hey, very cool. And then we'll walk by and see this porch area. So now this feels a little bit more homely. You know, lack of technology here. We just have food going. Drinks are ready to be served. Food's out. All good. And then the Goblin Lights, they always help to pull off like that whole festive look of like anything. Christmas trees, barbecues, what have you. So a little trellis there to kind of overlook the dried up lake, which is a little bit distressing. I just noticed that. I guess I haven't really seen this plot before actually. Yeah, how odd. 400 some visits. I really want to do a heat map of the addresses that I've seen or haven't seen. I feel like that would be an interesting thing to do because I have a sample of 450 visits right now. So I think that might be a cool thing to to be like a data point. That'd be kind of interesting. All right. So I think we're almost ready to head inside, but like here's the shot. Here's like the broad shot of their place. We got big old spider bot that's ready again to like take on anyone who's trying to go after the treasure. Because hey, we're trying to unload here. But in the meantime, people are having a party. So I guess the people who hang out here, they're very relaxed. Like, yeah, we're just gonna chill, hang, vibe, have a good time, while people get mowed down who dare to approach and all that. That's cool. That's cool. Hello, garden gnome. And let's head on inside. Looks like a scrapyard. We're definitely seeing that whole processing thing happening here. So I'm going to be curious, like what we have inside. Like I see I see an escalator right there, which is amazing. Um, that already looks very cool. So as we're heading inside, I'm going to turn around as usual. I want to take a look at the entrance. So, we're going to expect some very strong engineering themes, but also, we're seeing like a lot of greens here. So there's a lot of thought. There's going to be I guess, a mix of engineering stuff along with like this kind of natural beauty that they wanted to explore. So that escalator, though, we'll get to that. Trust. But first off, this spot here, dude, this is highly, highly detailed. Wow. Okay, so I guess I'll start back here. So here's just a serving spot. Folks are just kind of coming in, have a bite to eat. I like the little detail here with the backpack hanging off the chair. I think that's very, very thoughtful. But like this shot, this is great. It looks simple, but you have all these different barrels that have been stacked in certain ways. All these shelves are filled with all sorts of different fixins, decorative items. You even have this right here. I think that is a separate piece altogether. Yeah. So I don't think this is a kit bash thing. That's just like barrels hanging off of a ceiling or whatnot. But still, like very, very cool shot that we have here. Very, very filled out. Yeah, it has that Argentina-like feel, which is to also say it's just a bar. It's just a very filled out bar. So lots of food being served. Notice that we have like the fence in here being used as a ladder, so that way people can actually get to like these top shelves if they wanted to bring one of these kegs or barrels down. So that's a very, very good bit of attention to detail. Love it. Yeah, again, really, really filled out. Yeah, like this corner is very impressive. A lot of work went into that. And then I turn around and I'm gonna say the same thing again. Like, check this out. So this feels like a very chemistry lab sort of thing. All these are Erico shells that are filled to the brim with all sorts of like different things, scrolls, potions, alchemy like things, plans for Gilneas. Everyone's got plans for Gilneas. More stuff that's being set up down here, potions, vials, all sorts of concoctions for who knows what for Gilneas. Then right on this side, we have a battle station. Heck yeah. Let's have a quick seat on this. Hope we can watch. Oh wow. Okay, so haven't seen this. I think we've seen maybe one or two of these things. See this whole cubic shape kind of thing with the screen on it? So that is called a CRT monitor. And back in the day, video screens used to be on these big blocks. Sorry, I'm just kind of joking. But yeah, it looks as heavy as they were back in the day too. Yep. Yep. This thing's got a weigh like that kind of looks like, I don't know, a 19-inch or so. That thing's got to weigh around like 70 pounds or so. You know, it's huge. Anyway, we have like a huge rig. Really, really big. This is like a server tower, right? So very tall tower that's going. Of course, you need like a processing that big if you want to like keep that thing cool. Mouse pad and all that stuff. A lot of folks really dig the slanted table effect. They'll use that as a setup for like their gaming station, and it always works out great. I love this though. This is fun. That's a lot of fun. All right, so we're not going there yet. As a rule, as my personal weird rule, we're gonna go to our left, behind the bar, and into the kind of not exactly a pantry, but more like kind of a storage area, back room. I almost feel like there should be a way out of the back, and it looks like there might be. So we'll take a peek at what's out here. And oh boy. All right. So this is wow. All right. So the technology is definitely happening here. Why is it behind the bar? Whatever. It's all good. But there's a lot going on here. Notice how like a lot of the wall panels, these are have been skinned with the weapon racks. So they've just been kind of like flipped in such a way where this is like the floor actually, but they're using it as a wall space. And then you have these just kind of coming out, to help close it off. And what do we have here? Shelves of just random plans for the Broken Isles. As we walk through, we have what is this? We have a cannon. No, we have we have a little like spaceship rocket chair kind of thing. No, no, no. It's a fighter. It's a two-person fighter. Cause check it. Like here's like one seat, here's the other seat, and then here's where the puppy sits as well. So let's go. Oh, dude. Okay, I gotta. Can I get a good shot of this? Barely. Okay, I'll take that shot. That looks excellent. That looks so cool. I dig it. So we have our fighter, which is okay. This is a lot of stuff. So let's try to break this thing down a little. Puppy's like I'm gonna. This is mine now. Okay, so we start off with like the back side of it, which is like kind of like the whole rocket part of it, propulsion right back there, followed by the Koreshu portal. We're still going with the Moonwell looking thing. So that's like the whole. This is like all just two pieces, the whole base, and then we got two lasers, right? Two lasers. We have. I can't tell what the base is there, but there's a chair there. There's two of these Tesla coils. Yeah, two Tesla coils, one additional coil-like structure, and then at the end you have like the rotating lights. And I can't tell what's under the chair, but I think that's it. Those are all the pieces being used. Actually, no, no, no. I think that's just the base. This right here is the base of the rest of this structure here. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe it's a time machine. Yeah, we'll see what the rest of the story tells us. But I mean, whatever the case, oh, that's so cool, dude. This is like a total like a launch bay sort of thing. Meh, 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 you know. So it's like, all right, every system's prepped, yada yada yada. Let's go. Pew! This looks really cool. I really dig this. I love the design of this thing. It's super like just ratchet looking. And this is and what are we doing here? Getting food. That's it. They're just getting food. Oh, that is a chest. Oh, good. That's so good. Good job. So this is a chest, and then this is one of those like this is so this is all just one piece. It's that rotating hanging light thing. Okay. I almost thought it was like one of these structures here, but yeah, it's not. That's good. Yeah, good eye. Good eye. But yeah, this is where they deliver food. So this is like the DoorDash machine or something like that. Yeah, and then that's the map where they're like, oh, here's a place where you can order stuff. Okay, cool. Nice. Nice. So I think we figured it out, guys. We figured it out. That's the delivery truck. Traffic can be crazy though, so sometimes you got to add like a whole bunch of lasers and stuff to it. I get it. All right, so now we progress behind this kind of eating spot, and like notice how tight these spaces are. Really, really detailed. So we pass by here. Ooh, and they put treasure in here too. Nice. And we enter like this kind of smaller room, planning room. So we're workshopping like the next delivery truck, I suppose. And then through here, and I'm losing my sense of orientation of like what's a room and what's not now. We have this small carved out space to just sit, relax, no big deal. I mean, it's a low roof and everything, but it's not that low. It's totally functional. So it just creates like this very comfy, very cozy spot. And again, notice here we're looking at half and half. So I like to remind ourselves, or I say this every now and then, that these houses are huge. The roofs are really, really high. So for the most part, they offer an opportunity for us to create multiple levels if we wanted to. And this is oddly disorienting. Like, I don't want to look at that for too long, but just knowing that we have that climb is like really cool. And the purpose of this climb is to make a little nook for the pets. I mean, hell, people can like hang out here too, but we can all like hang out together, which is really neat. And then across here, little workstation. Yeah. Okay, or reading station. Chill, relax, read something and all that. This happens to be one of the newer void tables that are out because you can see like this really cool animation that's happening here. This is neat. It's very impractical. It's like, okay, well, I'm looking at this and it's like kind of disorienting me, but it just looks neat. So I'm less familiar with that structure. I'm gonna guess that's another like new thing. And take a look. Oh, this is the first raid statue that we've seen. So they've cleared normal. Congrats to them. We're only 4 out of 6 with my team. But yeah, well done. Well done. Congrats on the kill. They're going to hear this like months from now, but it's okay. So we climb down to this, really colorful small bedroom. This is very, very unique. Um, like this whole setup here, the way the layout is being done here, is highly highly detailed. Like I am not doing it justice by admiring like all the different pieces being used. And we see some new stuff. Like here's the illicit table that's been like smalled up because it's a huge structure. But it's being used as a flower box bed thing. Right up top here, we just have your bed along with some additional pictures and whatnot. Upside down chandeliers that's being used as lamps. Very cool. And let me make sure that I've kind of gone through most of the spot here. So like here, I think that's a barricade, actually. This is the void barricade that's being used for the top of that. It's very neat. Yeah, there's so many like small details that I'm kind of overlooking. It's just really hard to like capture everything because there's like so much that's been added with the launch of this expansion. But still really cool. Let's just do an escalator there. Sure, why not? But down here, no, not so much, which is very interesting. But I mean, and there's no way down either. So it's almost like this is like a one-way trip. Now I think about that. Okay, so we're gonna go in here, which appears to be a bathroom. Yeah, so we got a bathroom here, tub plus shower. I'm sorry, go in order. Shower, then tub. We have what appears to be a toilet, maybe. Yes, it is. Oh, I sit really high. Check that out. Pretty interesting though, because we have, we have the big chair, huge chair, and kind of a floating tank. It's just a treasure chest flip upside down. But then it helps to flatten the surface so they can put some stuff on it. And then we just rinse off, pretty ourselves up with some of these makeup products, and we're good to go. Cool. Cool painting. Haven't seen that one. There's like so many new ones that it's easy to lose track of like what's there. So right through here, we go through like a little baby transition sort of room and into a pinball machine. That's how I'm looking at this thing. So we can play some pinball stuff. Very cool. Slot machine. So I guess it's like a little mini casino of sorts. But then the mini casino ends. So it just happens to like live in this spot here. So it's just gaming stuff. Oh, and then there's the claw machine too. Yay! Now here's the thing. All those dudes that are in there, they're alive. They're like, and look at them, like the way they're oriented. They're like, oh, we haven't eaten in days. Please save us. That's my appeal to make everyone feel like, no, we gotta save them. We gotta save the aminals and all that. So we gotta break in and just, set them free. Just mess it. So that looks like we might be going outside. So we'll look at that in just a bit. We'll explore the rest of like this room first because there's still a lot to look at. Lots of books that happen to be just kind of like piled onto this spot. It's very curious why it's like that. Actually, both spots. So maybe this gives us an impression of what's going to be out there. We'll see. Because we have plenty of books here too. Like, check it. Like all the bookshelves are here. All the piles of books are sitting or floating or hanging off other stuff. Very cool. Dark Hearts just vibing there. It's all good. Oh, and this is neat. So they're creating this kind of illusion of, hey, go through here and you'll end up over in the back in Silverman. That's kind of neat. That is pretty neat. So we'll back up a little bit and we'll just take a glance. So we'll eventually go through here in a bit. I just want to point out the auto watering. I forgot what this thing's called. This is the auto water, flower pot bed thing. That thing will lead us into that next room over there. But we're gonna go outside, knowing that this should be like a dead end of sorts. Or maybe they'll amaze us with something else. Because here we first encounter. Actually, I don't think we're meant to go outside. This is it. Okay. That's dope though. So we have the whole greenhouse structure here to kind of close us off. And so now here's how we're dressing, where we're setting up the illusion as to like what's going on outside. So as for what we have here though, kind of an observation spot with which to read, to look at stuff, to maybe enjoy some fixins. Because like right back here, if we just kind of like meander our way back here, we can make ourselves some coffees or a lot of coffees and then enjoy what's going on outside. So the perspective check, like it seems to be there, but it's given us the thought that, okay, they're a little bit far away, but not too far. So I think this is really tastefully done. Now, the perspective back there, that's harder to pull off. Because of I guess like the lighting and whatnot. But that's why we're prevented from really leaving this spot here. So I think that works out really well. Yeah. So just like some activity going on outside. Cool. And then to help with the illusion as well, we have like this large structure here that's just on the side to, give us the impression that we're kind of on an elevated level and we're just looking outside. That's really good. Really well done. And the mailbox is there for some reason. I had no idea. All right, so I think we're ready to go in this direction now. Boop. Okay, so, oh wow. So this is where we came from, right? I'm just trying to double check. This is the front. Yeah, that's the front of the house. So now we came out and we are here. Sorry. So we walked through. Just notice that we walked through this Niffin arch. And now in this particular room, whoa, what's this diorama setup? Huh. Very interesting. So inside it's just this whole. It's more like just a art piece. The way I'm looking at this. So at the bottom, rocks, tents, you have these floating paths that lead up. Or you see like a little like, kind of fountain there. It's just this random assortment of items being put together to create this art piece. I'm not entirely sure like what the meaning is. It just looks neat though. Yeah, that does look very cool. And sometimes that's all it takes. What do I fill this room up with? I don't know. Just have a bunch of stuff and have it float there. and then let the reader figure it out, right? And on this opposite end here, so this feels like more of okay. So this definitely feels like a retail area that we're about to enter. Signage, check-in desk. You have some like signage and other things to present itself. That's cool. And then back here too, I don't really take a good look at this. So we saw some chemistry stuff happening on one end. We see kind of a similar vibe happening here too, but definitely with a more sinister look, with the candles, the dark stuff, the things that the poison references, pretty clear there. And then here, loot, uh, Broken Isles table for warriors, and just a little bit of a warrior dedication here too. Nice touch with the hammer and like additional treasure. But what else could this be? I mean, it's just like this is where the DoorDash deliveries, where I'm sorry, the Amazon deliveries or whatever, they come just drop their stuff up here. Perhaps I don't know, because I'm seeing the mailbox here. I'm like, oh, that's curious too. I wonder why it happens to be there. Yeah, Rufus is kind of curious too. He's like sniffing around. Interesting. So you're saying it looks like an elven city? It could be, yeah. I think we can have a pretty open mind as to like what it could be. So that whole retail area, it leads inside there, but I gotta go here first because that's kind of it's kind of the rule. So now we go in, and oh wow, holy moly, dude! So it's like the things that we've seen in this place, while there isn't like, I mean, we saw like the crazy ship and all that, the whole DoorDash thing, the delivery truck. We're just seeing like lots of finely detailed stuff put together. So like here's just like a workstation. You get somewhere down here is the chair and a platform and an actual desk with things that are being worked on. But the way that things just present itself, look, and they end up looking really, really cool when you fill everything out. So you have like this random fix in here with like, okay, let's pull this lever and like do cool things with it. And you have like this little light that they had set up for, I don't know, is it a webcam? Is it just for like illuminating stuff? I have no idea. But it just looks cool. When it's all put together, it feels like something that, you would run into in the game. Yeah. Very, very finely detailed. And then back here, kind of the same thing. You have like, I don't know what's going on, but you have like this thing that you put something down and then it goes somewhere. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to do, but it's just cool. Place to eat. Whoever's like hanging out here. And like another workstation. So you have like a number of people who are like who are here working on stuff. Messes of blueprints around here, books like strewn about. Yeah, hella cool, really really cool. Even like there's like all sorts of junk that's just sitting there. And back here, a much more cozy spot, cleaner too, I should add. So it's like when they're done working and doing a lot of that stuff, they gotta like come back here. They just need to breathe a little bit. They'll come back here, throw a bunch of pillows in the arrangement that they feel like, and just like plop their way down, enjoy some drinks, say hi to puppy, have some snacks and all that, and then they look back at their work and they just sigh. Oh, I gotta get back to it. Okay, let's go. Come on, puppy. We got to get back to it. So it kind of has that vibe to it. That's really neat. And there's another outdoor spot. I want to take a quick glance here and see what this is. Now that's going to lead us to who knows what. So now we're going to go outside again. Dang. So as we leave, or as we start venturing outside, we get this sort of blood elf impression. We might get this other perspective look again because we're walking into this big old gazebo filled with stuff, even including a bed. So, we have for all we know, this is like meant to be a bedroom, and maybe, just maybe, these are meant to be like windows or something, and we're not meant to go outside. That could be it. Because we have this kind of perspective check. We have like some big towers right over there. I believe that's just a pillar, and then up top is one of the fountains. Here is just like another large structure to just make the top of a spot. And then we can kind of like go out here, and can we go outside? I don't think we can. I think we're blocked actually. No, okay, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should. How about that? So I think, yeah. Notice here, see that structure right there? That's a privacy screen. So we're being obstructed. So we can't jump out there. So yeah, we're definitely meant to like stay here. Very cool bit of detail they added there. Appreciate it. Otherwise, I'd have to exit the house and all that. That would kind of irritate me. But yeah, this is just a small room that happens to have a really good view. Sick. Really, really cool. And then inside the room itself, just like a nice setup of like books and the whole lived inness of things. Yeah. So it's a good use of the outdoor rooms when you just want to like limit your viewpoint and you don't want to worry about the whole, okay, let me try to preserve the illusions and all that stuff. Just don't let people go out very far. That's really it. All right. So now as we go here, things get rugged all of a sudden. We're out here, we see the technology stuff and everything, the wooden floors, but then all of a sudden we get things stone up. And like I said, we have a big use of the rugged furniture as we switch over. Big uses of rocks too, start to help to shape and carve rooms. And we continue this going into like these kind of barracks kind of area. Because we have two beds there. We also have this kind of like bathroom-ish. Yeah, we have bathroom-ish spots. Oh, what a mighty throne. Now, this is a good use of the War Chief's throne. Right here. Boom. Nice and little. And it sits just fine. So, strong on the theme. We bathe, we do our thing, pretty ourselves up, dry off, and we're good to go. You'll notice how, since we're working with this natural look, there's that bit of a challenge with creating elevations and having everything like sit properly. So, we climb up here and we have like limited uses of how the furniture is sit down. So like here we have like the flat areas where you can put like, hey, let's put some benches, let's put like a couple of this furniture, shelves and all that stuff. We come up here, you see a little bit less of that. So so for example, like these um what are they called? These hammocks. They're sitting on just like these 2 points of contact, just these pillars, and like that's it. But then otherwise it's very light on the connections here. So that way it kind of helps to preserve that whole fantasy of, yes, this is like a partial cave that's being carved into. It's like built stuff. So like in this case, they built kind of floor up top of this rock, climb up a few levels, and then boom, we have a flat spot with which to lay down a lot more furniture that feels like it's on like a solid floor. So it's kind of one of those things that I was very conscious about when I was setting up my place that everyone has seen, to kind of make that make sense. But here we just have a bedroom, nothing too crazy, just a big tree that they trapped in a barrel. Poor tree. With some limited decor and one puppy who's just like plopped there, just chilling, doing their thing, not really minding anyone. But then notice too that we're climbing up this little elevation, which is just for reasons. And then now we're still in this higher level here. You can see the floors here. Cool dragon fossil kind of setup, and then place to eat, snack, do stuff. Where the food came from, just down the hall. It's all good. But it's kind of like a one part dinner table, one part conference room of sorts. Seems to be kind of businessy back here too. It's not all just fun. And then back here we have like kind of the command map, right? Legion command, like all sorts of different narrations of the Broken Isles, different war tables. Actually, no. So this is Broken Isles. That's Broken Isles, but then this is Draenor. This is the Draenor war table. And what's happening in here, I don't know. But again, with the perspective check. So you have like the large structure right here, that big gazebo, on both sides actually. And then up ahead, you have like, again, the perspective shift of like Wyvern right there, and then probably one that is a bit smaller, not too much smaller, but a bit smaller back there to kind of give us that sense of depth. Very cool. And I think I have seen everything. I was trying to keep an eye out for like secrets, and I didn't notice a secret-ish area. But I think we have successfully seen everything. Tons of detail went to this space, dude. I mean, there's a lot of real estate we're going across as well. Actually, no, we're not done. Damn, we didn't go through the we didn't go into the restaurant area. Oh man. Now here's something unique. Check out the maps here. They're being used as kind of windows, right? That's neat. That's very, very cool. It gives that illusion of glass windows. I mean, I know these are maps. Maybe they can be depicted as something else, but I think it's just very cool that that they did that. Yeah, I find that to be highly hella cool. So now we're entering what feels like a stairwell room. And again, this is a retail spot, so folks can like come in, 2 big hookahs to like help us like kind of warm ourselves up, and plenty of food to eat. Tables are just filled with stuff. I mean, dude, who sits here by themselves and has like this big of a meal? An orc, probably. Yeah, now that I put even a little bit of thought into it. So of course they're gonna eat big. Yeah, really comfy spots that they set up for themselves. Standing room as well for tall people. For very tall people. Cool. And then back here we have our like full bar and prep. We'll go to the pantry area back there first, but like check it. This is kind of a simple setup. So you have like an array of just shelves. The rest is kind of clipped through, and that's it. That's all you really need. Oh, puppies happy here. You know, so you just have something like that set up, and that'll perfectly accomplish everything that you want to do with trying to set up like a filled out kitchen, including like upper cabinets and all that stuff. Sometimes it doesn't have to be too complicated. It just needs to be like you know, fairly convincing, and the rest you can just fill out with whatever you like. So like here, you have a bunch of different like baskets, barrels, boxes, bags of coffee or whatnots to help fill out the space, and like you're good to go. You know, up here you have like your front area, just one bar shelf is needed, and then fill out the top with more stuff. Support with pillars, and you can tell a very easy, you can make a very convincing structure. Now inside here, trying to look at some of the other details. I think this is like one of those little driftwood piles that they've repurposed a little bit into growing some greens. That's pretty inventive. Here's a common practice that I've seen too by using the dwarven fence post to make a grill. You know, nice and simple. Oh, I love this. We have a little air fryer. I mean, maybe it's like a display case or something like that, but I'm looking at it as like a corner air fryer with which to like warm stuff up. You got your sinks with all the fixins. You got your foods. Some of the stuff has been, oh, sorry, some of it's been filled out. You could say that's like a salad that someone had set up. That's neat. And at the end, one more grill that's a running hot. And what are we making? Oh, actually, that's a new thing. Haven't seen that. Full soup stuff. Awesome. I think we can peek back here a bit to check out the pantry. Ah, very interesting. So they used these. So notice how these trellises, there's like two of them. They seem to be kind of like flipped one way or another. So like notice how this one's flipped on its side. That one's probably flipped in the other direction. And then they kiss. And then you just stuff these things with wine. You're good to go. That's it. I've seen different variations of this. So one that's set up like this, pretty unique. And of course you have your big old vat of wine, plus kegs or barrels of like more stuff in this back pantry. Nice. Notice here too, because remember, we're in a stairwell room. Like, notice how we got the roof above us. We have the slanted roof as well here. Now, normally not the kind of thing you want to have where you have wine. That's probably not good temperature control, guys. But let's not sweat the details too much. Yeah. Yeah, so kind of cool. We have the whole slanted effect here. Things kind of like push out a little bit further there. So there might just be like nothing there. Unless there's like something above us and we end up climbing into that. And that becomes like this whole cool thing. Yeah, really neat. So we'll pan back here. So here we have like, I'm going to say this is like a retail signage and all that. And then just like some fun stuff up top to fill up the space and, you know, give some personality to the decor. Now, notice how here we have like what looks like a big old coffee bag, big open coffee bag, filled it up with some dirt, added some plants, boom, you got your big old flower pot. And then here's like the semi-natural climb we have because we had like these rock faces that we were climbing up. Again, with the banners and all that. And we get up top here, and there's more things to eat. So just like this upper area for like retail stuff. Nice. And that's actually it. I thought that I would be able to climb up a little bit more, but that does not appear to be the case. Nice. So I don't know if there's a way to go up there. I don't think I really saw that. This place, for the most part, has just been a single story place. I didn't catch any like special climbs. Like here, there might have been one, but I don't believe there is. Yeah, it doesn't really lead us anywhere. There's no secret path that I was able to determine. So, yeah. Yeah, this was the rugged spot. And then that's outside. This leads us back into the restaurant area, past all these, and then here's the main room. Boom. Damn, this is a really cool place, dude. Damn. Oh, so much went into this. Now, according to the notes here, it was like a week ago now, but they said that this was a This one's at 3,500. Actually, it's not even the filled out 3,500 house, but I have a feeling they added some more stuff in the 7 days since they signed up. This is a lot of everything. Yeah, actually they straight up said it's a very high detail build. No lie. Yeah, this was crazy. Really good. Really, really good. All right. Whew. Crazy, dude. All right, I'm gonna step away for just a half second, but first let's head over to the next spots. We're going to Panda's Place over at 16, and I'll be right back. Alrighty. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let me double check if there's any extra news. Shouldn't be. Nope. La la la. La 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 la. All right, so. All right. Seat of the Triumvirate World Quest Awards 246 Champion Cloak. Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's far. That's really far. Anyway. All right, where is the way in? Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. It's a lot of portals. All right. Now that's a shot. All right. Sorry, I'm like waiting for an email on something too. And remember the whole power outage thing? iMix. Okay, so I should get it today. Yay! So that should be coming. There is something that someone is sending me. Oh well, okay. So some sort of package is going to come soon. Anyway, hi everyone. All right, this is Red Man and Panda's Plates. They're kind of a repeat person. But every time we come in, we just see something like wild and crazy and like totally different. So let's take a look at what they have here. Now we have kind of this whole portal setup. 1, 2, 3, that are like chilling there. Down here, oh, I panned way too hard there. Down here, we have a watering hole for the wyvern and the griffin. So they're buddies. They're just chilling. They're doing their thing, so they can have they have plenty of drink, which is very thoughtful. I think I appreciate that. A little station for some fishing and what have you. And as for the house itself, you know, they kind of skinned the dark portal to be like a way to go inside. Very cute. And then back here, I don't think these are anything that they had set down, but we just have like a pretty not too filled out of a blood of house. We've seen bigger for sure. I mean, it's already a huge place, But I guess they didn't want to make it like that much bigger. But you know what? Let's put a whole dark portal in front of it instead, just to just to dress it up, you know, make it feel fun and all that. Yeah, and it's right next to the door. So the intent is for us to click and head on inside, and let's see what sort of mysteries await us this time. So we come in, we're portaled in. I'm sorry, because we went through the dark portal. Genius, right? So we also, what else do we see? We have crystals. We have this corner. We have these multiple corners being set up with different sorts of greens. Things are just kind of like overgrown in, and then we have here a place for a flamingo to bathe. We always see something random for this guy, so it's always kind of a treat just seeing, you know, it's one of these kinds of visits where I'll go and I'll be like, huh, a lot, pretty much every time. So we're gonna proceed left, and things get greened up super hard. So I don't know if this is meant to be kind of fence me off or anything, but we're just gonna kind of like, ooh, all right, we've entered the jungle. So very tight in here, lots of leaves, lots of greens of all sorts of shapes and colors. You know, it sort of threatens to mess with the orientation here. So we're in a T-shaped room. There's going to be something up front, a little bit of something to the right. I'm sorry, to the other right, to the left, and let's see what's going on. Oh, I didn't see that Kira said hi. Hey. All right, so we go through. We're kind of like making our way through. We enter this closet area. We're still navigating through this jungle, like, dude. And now we enter another room that's been super brightened up. It's got a well. Okay, let's kind of like go back here to this clear spot, and then see if we can get a sense of where we're at. Puppy's like, I don't know, man. We're somewhere. We're somewhere, dude. But here's where we can kind of like take a break real quick, enjoy some takeout, some goulash, and all that. Warm ourselves up before we head back. It's almost like we're outside. It's as if we're outside and we're re-entering this like cloudy, this bright area, and we kind of like push through because I think we're going through like the you know, the tailoring banner, and then I'm stuck. Um, okay. Oh no, I'm not stuck. I am okay. I am stuck. I think there's like a fence that's here. Okay, so I'm not going back there. Instead, I am going to go through a core I think I can go through. So let's go this way. Hey, how about that? All right, so now this looks okay. This is not familiar. Nothing is ever familiar with this spot. Now this is like a coffee station because look how big the coffee is. So big celebrations of coffee, of course. And I guess I'm compelled to go through here and encounter, maybe we'll find out what's going on with the greens and all that. Because we're transitioning here. And bathtub. Got it. I'm waiting for to get to that place where the greens. Okay, there they are. I think. Okay, so here's the area that I couldn't get through because I think that was all fenced off. And now it just happens to be like this sort of bedroom. So all the aminals are here. Rufus gets to say hi to them. Very cool. We nap. We say what's up to Vilneas. See what kind of plans are happening. This is one of the more normal rooms that we're seeing here. It just kind of took us a little bit. I feel rewarded having gotten here. There we go. So let's backtrack a little bit. I'll do a quick jog back. So now we're back at the coffee room, and then we'll go down this hallway. Full bar, complete with giant wine. Real quick, there was a story once where a person I used to go out with, we just hung out one night, and we were watching White Chicks. And she was like, this is a very short story. She's like, dude, drink the wine. And so we both just got, okay, mostly me, I got blasted off of this wine and got sick. Wasn't great. That's the end of the story. But yeah, this reminded me of it because like this wine is huge and it was almost this big. It's like big as a man. Okay, the cups are really huge too. All right, so let's see what else there is to explore. Oh, this is perfect. We can get like the puppy perspective now. Yeah, let's go. So right through this shroud is back to the greens. Yeah, haven't been to this one yet. So we're back to the greens. Notice how we have that little, we have like, basically this is the top of a table. This is the illicit table. You can see the lining of it. But they left this intact because maybe we're meant to go back there. But I just want to double check and back and make sure that that I got my orientation right. So I went through here. This is the T-shaped room, and then I went that way. Okay, cool. So I know where I'm going, mostly. And now I'm going to turn around and go right through here into, through the sewer gates into a library. And in this library, just all sorts of random stuff. We got two doing double work. So we have two writing utensils going. Books are flying all over the place, or they're being laid out. Lots of stuff, artsy stuff. And then right through here is a double shelf. I feel that this shelf feels kind of familiar. I feel like I've been in this spot kind of before too. But yeah, lots of library stuff happening here. Yeah, all sorts of things laid out. Pandaran books, secret books, Gilnean books, stuff from every region. And then we back out. And now I'm not sure where to go. I don't know if I've seen everything yet. So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit because we went through like these empty rooms here. Went through the portal. Went this way. Yeah, I'm sure there's like another direction that I missed. So now we're back here again. And here's the entrance. Here we go. Here's the entrance. So that was one spot. And then we got the other one here and then the center. So we're going to go through the red door, which sounds very suspicious. Behind the red door is engineering stuff. All right. This is more my alley. So now we have like these big conceptual pieces. Boom, 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 boom. With some added fixings there. I don't know what's happening to this table. It's not important. But then back here, okay, I'm kind of interested in this setup back here because there's all sorts of like small doodads being set up here instead. So we got a workstation, nice comfy chair, armillary to set the mood with the lighting and all that. And then right up here, we have all these little bits of rando that's being laid out. Including the Eye of Icarus, which there's an arrow pointing towards, but, whatever. Piping setup that I guess is meant to be for display or meant to, like, kind of stage things and all that. And then through this shroud, we change things up. So now we enter, like, this mini Herondar exhibit of sorts. There we go. So, Herondar exhibit. I'm sorry, Zul'Aman exhibit. There we go. And Herondar. I have a little bit of that too. So it almost feels like this kind of midnight gallery. So across this other illicit table, hello. And yeah, we see a lot. We see a lot of the new decor that's out. So just kind of a celebration gallery of what's going on. So also evidence of the work that they put into professions as well. So we have some of that signage just kind of laid out, nothing too crazy. We keep crossing. Yeah, a lot of use of the tables as a floors kind of vibe going on. Passing by some blacksmithing stuff. Okay, so they've definitely been working the prey stuff. So we can kind of count. They did this many hard modes. They did this many nightmare modes, at least so far. Very cool. And they've been in Biggin. So, cool that they had set all these things up, or Blizzard had set all these things up to be like the sort of trophy room. So the color choice is a bit assaulting because you have like this deep red, which I get, for the purpose of prey, it makes sense. Like the whole down feature is red. Um, but it also, like I said, it's very bold, uh, very bold color choice for them. All right, so we're gonna back away from this kind of trophy slash profession room. Here was the engineering room that we saw earlier. And then we're going to go through the center. So what is this here? I think this is a Niffin arch. Yeah. So you notice here the whole arch. Duh. And right through this spot is the outside. Hey. So what we have at the centerpiece, big old shaman ball. Nice. Helps to like set that foggy mood. And then on the side here, bunch of kobold stuff. Or at least it kind of gives that vibe, kobold stuff here and there. And Puppy's having a good time because, oh, we're outside, yay! Little Niffin exhibit for folks to like sleep. I think we saw a bed like elsewhere too. So this is this is one more place where folks can go night night. Wagons of every sort that were torn around. And then up here, we climb into this grand bathtub. Boop. Okay, now this is opulent. So here we are. We got the auto water kind of thing. We have like just meat that's just hanging here. Right? He's trying to get to it now. Yeah. We have meat that's just hanging here. Hookah right on the side. Books to read. You can just live here. Okay, don't stay in the water like that, dude. Sorry, let's get him out of here. Yeah, you can just chill there. And like stay. Like that's it. That's hilarious. That's so funny. All right, so did I miss anything, Panda? I was almost waiting for something that would like take me out of bounds or something again. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for showing me, man. Like I said, there's always something like really different from this guy, so that I always appreciate. All right, so ooh, my throat is dry. All right, next we're going to Zach's place. Now, Zach is someone that I know from way back in the day. We had more than a few interactions in the past. We're going to be taking a look at his place over at. That's not the right person. This person. Going to 43. Hello, Minnie. Glad you're doing housing so I can grind that gear and watch you. Right on, dude. No, I'm down for being second screen entertainment. For me, this is my bread and butter. Like this is a happy space for me. It's either that or I'm grinding my face against Nonetheless. I mean, that could be a thing too, for sure. All right. Boo, 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 boo. And sorry, I need to double check that mail thing. Okay, so I was sent a notification that they were going to send me something. And it's going to be here Tomorrow. Okay. Now, what is it? I don't know. Someone mentioned the video card. I don't know. Maybe it's a brand new car. No, I'm sure it's not that. But, probably the video card. All right, this place is Zach's house. We're over in Founders. And I was talking briefly about it. Like Zach is someone that I knew from way back in the early creator days. We had a few like collaborations and chats and whatnot about WoW, our favorite thing in the world. And now, this many years later, here we are checking out player housing, which I've been campaigning for like forever. And let's see what he made. So this area has been like not exactly fenced off, but you kind of have this like visual fence of bushes, perfect bushes. They're so perfect that they all lined up in the same orientation and shape and everything. I love making fun of that whenever I can. It's not really a knock. It's just like a fun thing that I like to point out every now and then. Notice here that we have a medium-sized house. This thing's been embiggened, but embiggened even more by creating this little porch area. Like, hey, here's a place to eat. Enjoy some stuff. Who's enjoying stuff? The little gnome right over there. He can't even reach anything, but it's okay. It's his. It all belongs to him now. I ain't gonna make claim for it. Notice here too. I like how this. I like how this turned out. They took one of these troll fountains, and they just smashed it against the side of the house, and that works. Yeah, I think that skins really well. You have like a tiny bit of clipping over there, but I mean it's no big deal. I just like the way that the colors happen to blend together in a way that it feels natural. So you're walking by and like, oh, that's pretty dope. It feels like it's part of the house. That's the big thing. Even more so than the Caldorite tent, which is otherwise a really popular structure that a ton of people use. I love it. Um, it pops a little bit by comparison, but we still got a good spot. And what do we do here at this spot? We sleep if we want to, or we rest, we hang out, enjoy some giant cheese in front of a cozy void fire. Interesting. Why a void fire? Maybe because that's what they had on hand. Maybe because there's a little bit of a story to tell with evil fell stuff. But whatever the case, it's nicely dressed up front. We have a shot like this to enjoy. So now we can head on in and see what sorts of mysteries await. Not really. They kind of told me what's going on, but for the rest of y'all, it's a cool mystery. Aha. All right, so we go in. And the impression that I'm having here when we first walk into the spot is like a retail thing. So we have a bar. It's a very closed bar. You got to hop back in here to like do the business and serve stuff. But what do we do? What do we serve? Wine. Lots and lots of wine. Minimal snackies. Just imagine on your plate. You get served a little plate with like a little tiny watermelon. Because that's what's happening. You get a little tiny watermelon, then you just crack it open like it's a loaf of bread, and then you devour the innards inside. So very cool, very unique place that offers palm-sized watermelon along with your wine. But you have lots of relaxing places here on the side. You have one fireplace there. You don't have, I think it's just the one fireplace, right? Yeah, just the one fireplace. But it's all closed off for folks to like hang out. It's their own little VIP sort of thing in each of these spots. A lot of festive lighting happening here too. Like notice like 1, 2, 3 candelabras there. They're not the really bright ones that you see from the Paladin Order Hall. That's the really popular one because it's just like huge. It does a great job of illuminating spaces. But those are cool too. Now let's go through this left side here. Notice here too, you have this these kind of barriers here that signify booths. Ah. Okay, so I like what's going on here. So I'm going to pan around a little bit. So we have these like booth areas. Not exactly like a VIP sort of thing, but definitely this strong restaurant vibe. that we have here. So private spaces here. Let's go and have a seat right here. So because it's very, very tight, I gotta really bring in the camera, and I like this. This is perfect. So we have like plenty of headspace to like block things off, additional plants and whatnot for the visual block off, and then you have a creepy gnome that's at the end of each one. They're all staring at each other, right? It's like these two gnomes, they're like, we're in charge of this booth. This is our house. This it's like, and then they're all having gang wars. So here's like group A, and then here's group B, and then but then there's like three of them. So maybe they're both guarding these. So they're all at war. And only one is gonna come out of here alive. So anyway, the guests will otherwise enjoy their food over on this spot, A. And then we got a huge spread for like I don't know if this is like a serving table where things are just coming out, or if people are gonna gather around, or if it's like a buffet. Maybe it's a buffet. That could be it too. That's pretty sick. Are those the gnomes from the shop? Yeah. Those are the premium gnomes. So now we enter like this kind of gaming area. So we have more places to sit because sometimes you get exhausted from all the gaming. You want to sit and have some snacks. It's all good. Maybe get yourself something to read. And otherwise, we're gaming. So we have like some air hockey right over here. We got pool over on this spot. In this case, they use the filigree lights. Just make it nice and simple. Sometimes that's all you really need to kind of pull off the vibe that you want to do. If you don't want to go so hard on the realism, we have this cool little foosball thing with Snuffles versus Reptars. Heck yeah! Sorry, I vote for Team Reptar like every time. And then back here, with the armillary, you have this very bright setup of this kind of like indoor garden. It's being brightened up with the goblin lights, the goblin yellow lights, which I usually don't see very often. I usually see the blue lights running. So kind of surprising to see the yellow lights going in this case, but it looks great. Looks very cool. We also have some ping pong over on this. Oh, that's good. That's really good. You got your net by using the net. And then you have your little paddles with the fence post plus a stool top, because I could sit on it. Ta-da! Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, we have that going on. And then, of course, we got a cake. I think there might have been bugs that kind of misaligned this, because that looks a little unusual. But so maybe there's like a birthday party. Yeah. So the birthday party is happening today. Celebrating something. And they get some dummies to enjoy. Oh, I want cake. Oh, man. That sounds so good right now. So let me make sure I have my make sure I'm straight on this room. So I'm gonna go this way, I think. And now, ooh, this feels like this whole gallery of awesome. So okay, yeah, we're seeing some set pieces here. So we have what is I don't get it. So here we have clearly a crane game, which looks fantastic. Oh, that's good. So you choose the thing that you want, I suppose, try to get it, and then it falls through the slots and all that. Now there's a lot of pieces that went into this, dude. Posts. These are like the wanted poster things, because you can see the wanted poster right there. Posts are here. Some, a long crate, several levers, whatever. Down there is one of the is the Mechagon, the portal, the transform you around portal thing, because you can see like the lights are spinning right there too. Back there you have blueprints, a platform that's down there too. Actually, two platforms. So you have one rugged platform, one silver moon platform here too. And this is, I don't know if that's a table or whatnot. Yeah, there's like a lot of little things that went into this. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Oh, and then up top, one more Draenei decor. 4 sconces as well. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of detail that went into that. That's crazy. And then here, I I don't know what to make of this. It's someone can probably describe what this is, but I cannot. But this looks kind of familiar. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, there's the mallet. Yeah, it's whack-a-mole. There we go. The mallet finally gave it away. That's cool. That's cool. You know what's cool about it too is that it's Mr. Snuffles and not Reptar. So yeah, I I don't mean to give any hate for Snuffles. Snuffles is cool too. Snuffles comes through sometimes. And then this is one of those, I guess, one of those roly kind of things. That's kind of what I'm getting from that, but I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. That's cool though. So we have got like gaming stuff happening here. Now this is, I don't know. Hmm. All right, help me out, guys. What do you guys think this one is? It's kind of like a arcade Space Invaders kind of thing. Cause so like there's Snuffles, and Snuffles is that yeah. So okay, Space Invaders. Okay, okay, cool. So it's just a huge screen. It's like a huge, that'd be kind of fun, right? Going to like a big bar area, people are drinking, they're getting smashed, having a good time, and then you have like a giant game of like Space Invaders, Pong, something like that. Just a really basic arcadey game, where people can like I don't know make bets or just like talk smack and all that. That'd be fun. I get that kind of vibe here. So what I'd love to see is like a big old couch for us to just kind of like jeer at the dude like you suck, that'd be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. So this did a great job of eliciting an emotional reaction from me, if nothing else. So now we're going down this really long hallway. And what's next on this hallway? This is where we pick up the toys, I think. So that's my guess. So we get tokens, we play the games, we get stuff, and then we get trade them in for prizes, such as Reptars and a Haragic Cube and other banners and other fun stuff. So that's cool. It's very neat. I'm looking at Chuck E. Cheese all over again. But also we're seeing all this like kind of class celebration here in the spot, as well as there's an outdoor spot, and I think there's another outdoor spot. And for all I know, that's another outdoor spot. So let's see what's going on. So now this end, this feels like a battle spot because we got War Lion, right? And we got War Puppy. They're just ready. They're ready to like just go nuts. And Rufus is like, yeah, whatever, let's go. So right through here is this an observation deck? Sort of. So here's what I'm kind of looking at here. So I'm gonna sit, right? This is blue team with Ilaria. That's red team with that. I should probably be there. I'm kind of torn because I'm all about Ilaria, but Horde red, you know what I mean? So it almost feels like esports is going on and we're watching it happen on this 3D deck or something like that. Because notice how we have like the Snuffles there, and there are I think there are yeah, okay, there's Miss Murgles actually. It's not even Reptars. Um, who are there? But we have others who are here. It almost feels like this is like a Dota match or a HOTS match, and we're just observing it in 3D or something like that. Maybe not, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. And we're all talking smack. And then here's where we can like, pick up prizes or like otherwise like buy stuff. Maybe. Maybe. So we'll go here. This is clearly an outdoor spot where the Miss Murgles are like getting ready for something. Whatever it is, this is their house, right? This is where they hang out. This is the first time I've seen like a really this strong of a focus on the Murgles. This is a lot of Miss Murgles that they have here too. So they have a little society, right? Where okay, so here's what's going on. Here's Mama Murgle. Oh no. So here's like Miss Murgles right here. This is Mrs. Murgle. You know what I mean? Right? This is the authority. And then there is Mr. Murgle because they're married. Okay. And so here is Miss Murgle's son, who's also named Miss Murgle, and they want to get married. And so they're talking to the parents, right? And then here's like the little sister who just talks hella smack, like, "Oh, so Reptar, what kind of job do you have?" And Reptar is like, I live stream, right?" And she's like, "Oh, you live stream like gaming?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so she's like, "So are you like a pro gamer?" And like Reptar's like, "I wish." And so, but then Mrs. Murgle and Mr. Murgle, they're like looking at each other like, we don't know what they're talking about. Like, do you make money? Oh yeah, yeah, I can take care of your daughter. I'll take real good care of her and all that stuff. Even though Miss Murgle probably makes like twice as much as he does, but it's all good. Am I projecting? Kind of, but but that's fun. That's fun. That's the story, right? I think that's the story. Boom. So yeah, they need to get approval because otherwise, if they don't, all these other Miss Murgles out here, right? The whole family, the whole clan, they're gonna bare their teeth and they're gonna tear that dude apart, right? It's gonna start off with him being chased out, and then this one is just gonna pound him from the back, boom, and then they're just gonna come from all over, and then they're done. Then they're gonna throw him into the fountain, leave him there, or throw him into the ocean. There we go, haha, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a cool depiction. They're coming from the ocean. So maybe they're invading. But no, I kind of like the Mrs. Murgle story better. I think that works out. Good luck, Reptar. It's gonna be hard to earn that kind of respect. Alright, so let's go through the center area, which again is gonna lead us outside. We don't know what's gonna happen here. So we're going through a normal hallway. Now we're seeing the bright candelabras. This is stuff that you do see from the Paladin Order Hall, along with my favorite flowers. And we're led outside to an empty courtyard. So there's one vibe that I get from here. Now, one, it's pretty. You know, we have lots of like greens and whatnot um, around here. And then notice here you have the fires, right? On one side or the other. So it's as if like, you know, the match starts and then the champion comes out of each side. Like there's like the little bell or whatever, ding, 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 and then they go and they just have at it. So what I'm getting from this is like total Game of Thrones vibes. So like those who remember like early Game of Thrones, like first season, first episode or whatever, you had like the king and queen, you had all the folks who were here, all the nobles, all the great houses were back here. They're watching this tournament. You know, you're seeing these two dudes fight, going at it. Bow, 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 bow. That's it. So we're missing lots of bloodstains, a lot of bloodstains, and all that. But yeah, this is the medieval octagon. That's how I'm looking at it. That's cool. That's cool. Nice and simple though. It'd be really cool is if they add a whole bunch of like stuffed animals to like make the to make the depictions. So I think there's more to look at. Oh, there's like a gnome that happens to be there. That's so creepy. That's very, very creepy. Just happened to be there. All right, so we're gonna down the long hallway because I think we've seen everything here. Yeah, that was the gaming stuff. That was Mrs. Murgle's room. We came from the Game of Thrones stuff. So let's keep going. Let's see what else there is. So actually, let me see if can I walk through this. Boop. No. Okay. So we'll jog back. This is the gaming room once again. Nothing through that, I believe. So now we're gonna go this way into this T-shaped room. That's the front of the house. Okay, so good. We kind of have our sense of orientation. Um, and then let's see what's here actually. Just a peek. Probably a bathroom. Probably a bathroom. Let's have. Oh, this cushion is huge. I have a feeling. I have a feeling I'm going to be wearing this like an inner tube. So This is a resting spot where you put on the big, it's not really the toilet. What you do, you put on this contraption and then you let go and then you leave it there. And then someone cleans it up. Just kidding. It's kind of funny though. Okay, so actually I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. I want to see like what is, okay, there's nothing there. So our next stop is going to be here. So now we go back to like some gaming stuff. We have slot machines, roulette machines, and all that as we're walking through. It's a very bright space and into a bowling alley. Yeah. Okay. So actually, what's this right here? Is this a pinball machine? It is a pinball machine of sorts. Yeah. With the triggers. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot what these are called. There's a certain name for those. Bumpers. There we go. We have the bumpers right there. Cool. That works out. Nice and easy. Well, yeah, bowling alley. Right in the spots. Now, unlike other places, like there's no automatic thing, or at least maybe we just have to use our imagination that things will just kind of pop up or populate over here. But those are bowling balls, places for the other players to sit, and then booth areas for folks who are just like snacking, eating, doing their thing, and all that. So a lot of visual space. So here's where the food comes from. Cool. No extensive kitchen needed. It's all right. Oh, here's the mallet thing. Test your strength sort of thing. I was hoping to see like the punching machine. That would have been kind of cool too. But then up here, so like here's the spread, right? Here's the whole spread of things. You have scoreboards. Let's just say that's what it's intended to be. Lots of string lights. That's a lot of money that went into that. But yeah, lots of string lights going on. Here is a big dartboard kind of thing. Yeah, darts happening here. Could have been axes. Oh, what's this? Okay. Oh, how interesting. There's a weird obstruction here that I can jump over, but it happens to be there. Whatever the case, that's like the safety line. So don't go past this point. Throw it from here. And then let's see if there's anything behind these pins here. It doesn't look like it. Yeah. Yeah. Cool bowling alley. Nice. Oh, and then like back here is where, you can like check the score, put all that stuff in, register and all that. Neat. All right. So now through here, okay, now the vibe changes. So we're in what is most likely a hallway. Yeah, so this is a hallway full of secret shelves that don't lead anywhere, I don't believe, because it's just shaped like a hallway. But yeah, lots and lots of books. Not just the secret shelf ones, but like these that come from the book carousel. Very cool. Oh, I didn't realize that there was one that is stationary. Ah, cool. So they put books on top of here. I know what I'd put on here. Freaking lasers. Um, lasers, snacks, foods, all that stuff. So, yeah, now the mood has definitely shifted away from the gaming. Now it's just like books and books and books. This is intense. I gotta check for like some secrets back here real quick. Don't think we're seeing it, but it's also kind of a concert spot, right? Because like here's like the depiction of, let's pretend that's actual singer or something like that, and they're like playing their stuff. You have a band going. That's cool. I believe this one is crafted too, so there's quite a bit that went into setting this up. Very lovely, very lovely. And then back here, I'm just gonna double check again for a secret shelf. Okay. So once again, we have the rotating carousels for the books. I love these things. These are so cool, dude. Very, very neat. But yes, it's very academic in this room. But now what? Now we enter what feels like the boss's office plus bedroom. Yeah, so they live in their work. Whoever runs this bowling alley, very serious business that happens here. They sit. This is where it all happens. Interesting that there's a spot for painting. Snacks, that's normal. Painting, though, that is quite unique. Same thing with just having a bed in here, too. And then I'm not quite sure what this object is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a lantern or like a fireplace? Because whatever the case, they're going to water it and all that. All right, so and then back here. Oh, let me close that. That's unsightly. There we go. Yeah, neat. All right, so let's double check. Now I think I've seen everything. Yeah, so like spotlight and everything. So I'm convinced that this is like a stage. So it's kind of funny. Like it's kind of a stage for guests to come in. So maybe they are invited guests. Not just anyone can come back here. The boss is like, all right, I got something playing. You know, let's go ahead and go back here. We'll do like a little private concert. All good. But then anyone else and like their families and whatnot, or if people just want to come hang out, they can like head on over here. So let me get this flow right because I was kind of wandering around a bunch of different rooms. I just want to make sure that I have the orientation going for me. So actually, this works out. So here, because here's the entrance, right? Here's the entrance, wine bar, and all that. And then there's like other stuff going on elsewhere. So like there's a restaurant area. So layout wise, it's quite appropriate how everything seems to kind of like come together. Yeah, it just happens to be just a lot of real estate that we're covering. So very good. This was fun. Yay! Man, what a hallway. It's a lot. And and remember, this is a medium-sized house. There's like plenty of room if they wanted to make like this crazy, crazy bowling alley of sorts. All right, so we have one more place that we'll be looking at for today. I'll start heading over. And okay, so I took the feedback from your last visit and redid the house. Also, there are shrines to the Norse gods. I feel bad because I try to limit my feedback to a very, very bare minimum. I don't want people to like change things for me and all that. So I don't like feeling like I'm giving reviews or like, here's my critique, guys, and here's how it can be better. Um, Unless people really want to know, I definitely prefer to not do it during a visit. Visits are like, whoa, I'm checking out cool stuff. So we'll see what has changed. Hopefully it's significant enough that I'll be like surprised once again. And I'm killing the coffee. Gee. Don't feel bad. It was massively negative. Oh, it wasn't. I was like, that would have been highly uncharacteristic of me. So new ideas, fair. I do remember the shape of this, and I think wasn't it a different house that was used? Maybe, maybe not. Oh well. Let's try to clear our heads and get into this. So, okay, I really, as a point of personal feedback, why didn't I do this before? Why did I not do this before? It feels so fun having the puppy just like kind of like randomly like moving around and like doing stuff. It's the best. It's the best. So far, I'd like to think so far it hasn't been too distracting, right? I want feedback on this. If he has been distracting, then I'll knock it off. But so far, it hasn't been really bothersome. Like it has elicited some short side commentary from me, but that's it. I don't think it's done too much to distract at all. Anyway, I love dogs. Dogs are the greatest. I love them so much. I can't stand to have another one because I can't stand to say goodbye to another one. That's actually maybe that's just being kind of messed up in the head. Someday, someday. All right. All right, this is Krillin's place. We're over at Founders, and we're doing a kind of a revisit to a Viking style home that we saw like a little while back. And so we're going to see what things have changed. They said that there was some big improvements that they wanted to make. The outside here is kind of familiar, but I want to just kind of point out like the whole shaping of things. What they did was create the whole the longhouse, you know, that sort of style. So what they did, they skinned and added more texture to the spots, you know, to make it make the shape very convincing. So I don't quite know exactly what the original shape is on the inside, but they just dressed it up to make this this kind of symmetrical spot instead, and it works out. Yeah, notice how like you have like the whole rocky foundation. You know, they kept that up, maintained that, and did it all around. So I think it works out really, really well. Because of that, though, of course, you sacrifice on budget. You know, so you have like otherwise like some limited stuff. You have some greens where you can get away with it. There's in Charles back there. A couple of smaller bits of decor. Where otherwise, if you tried to add like more greens, it's like okay, that would help a little bit, but there's only so much that you can add to it. Um, Before it feels like okay, I'm not really adding enough anyway, and now it's just really bare outside. So those are the kinds of the struggles that you deal with, especially with this current budget. And hopefully it'll go up soon. As of right now, just for posterity's sake, it's still 250 in the outdoors. Let's head on inside. Actually, wait. I think no. I think that door that was normal because I was looking at the like the bright lights that were there. I'm like, wait, is that normal? That is normal. Okay. All right. So as we go inside, we're offered a chance to, well, just walk right on in. So we have like again this sort of a Viking style um, setup, and in this case, it's very closed up. So normally you have it like normally those are like one room kinds of styles. But in this case, there's like a lot more in the back and to the side and to the other side. So this is a very grand spot. You know, we have a big fire pit with one, two, three, four lava balls, it looks like. So the smoke is like super intense. You can tell right here because the animations for the most part they're aligned, they're matching and all that. So that's why you have like this whole kind of pulsing nature of the smoke. That's kind of how it goes. You know, kind of a limitation with how WoW set up the lava ball. But yeah, like you have again like this whole Viking style sort of thing, but also an upper floor. Ooh, nice. And notice how it's rounded out. You know, you have these foundations that they put up, and they didn't have to, but it looks very tastefully done when you look up and you know and see how it all comes together. So really nice. Yeah, long table set up using the illicit table. Big wines, big foods, big chairs, baby. I mean, and by big, I mean like, you know, this is me. And then here's me sitting down. I'm like, okay, all right, everyone, guests, wherever you are, you know, welcome, yada, yada, yada. But then usually kind of stand for it too. If I can stand. There you go. So I kind of show up. That's kind of how it goes in Warcraft. People of all shapes and sizes and everything. So check out the mead, or check out the liquor. There's plenty of it. Just grab a mug, scoop, good to go, right? We don't have wine here. Okay, they have wine. But otherwise, you grab a scoop and go. All right. So let's see how big this feast is. I mean, it is big. Yeah, there's lots and lots of like places for people to sit and everything. And there's more liquor. Oh, each room has its own like full thing. Nice. The meat is intense. And I was right about meat. Nice. Very good. But what else do we have here? This is a Warcraft style Viking house. So what else do we have? We have Shalom Bao. Of course. Why not? We feast. We feast from the loot of the conquered, including Pandaria. Sure, why not? And then we have another. Oh, that's very interesting. We have another stairwell room. So it's also hollowed out. We'll eventually you see what's going on upstairs. And then there's that curious collection of cushions that are up there. Maybe we're meant to like explore there, maybe not. I'm just gonna take a peek out here too. Is this another step? Another stairwell room. Damn, this is a big place. Okay, so we're gonna backtrack again, back to the previous room. And then over there, it looks like a kind of a transition hallway with more drinks. And then here, oh, so now we progress to the boss's chair. And there's the boss themselves. Nice. With a mystery behind them. But before that, I mean, you got to get through them. This totally has Siege of Orgrimmar vibes. Except a bit more friendly. Because, I mean, check it out. We have Anixia's head over there. Where you would have seen Yashel Raj's heart instead. So hey, we got what we got, and then off to the sides, we kind of get away from that. It's meant to be a different vibe, but we definitely have that War Chief's room vibe with this spot here. Very cool, very cool. And what happens here? Makara, duh. Because we have like this big mat here with which to catch all the blood, because we're thoughtful over here. We're not savages. We just fight like savages. But when it really comes down to it, we gotta scrub this thing down or take it to the washer and all that stuff. So you win the Malkara, what do you get? You get loots. You get a collection from the War Chief's horde. And by that I mean a horde of stuff, So go ahead and grab what you like, and then get back to eating. It's got that whole Valhalla sort of feel. It's like if someone's defeated or killed, they're celebrated, for a life of battle. They lived how they died with a sword in their hand, something like that. So that's always fun. So let's head on back, and I want to keep in mind too, like every time you see a war chief chair, they got to fill up the fire with something. So in this case, they had it filled out with like these braziers and stuff to, give it that whole lit up festive look. Also note the goblet and the hammer right there. Really sick. As for what's back here, now we have the War Chief's bedroom. So here's what the boss does their correspondence and all that. After a long day of slaughtering and drinking and all that other stuff, they write love letters. Yay. Or no, maybe they're writing the book on science, something like that. When they're done, they go night-night. Who's here? We got Reptar there. We got Miss Myrtle right on the side. Before that, for good posture, they'll sit on their nice little sofa chair, do their read. Once they're done, hop in, boom, good to go. A little bit of ergonomics. They probably kick their legs up on top of the cushions for, I don't know, leg circulation and whatnot. And then right here, we have the bathroom with a lovely little tank right there. Sitting great. Excellent. No shower, but we have a full bath. And once we're done, we put ourselves up, get dressed, and we're good to go. Nice. Notice the vaulted ceiling. It's a little bit higher with, I'd say it's mostly with respect to the giant fireplace that's right here. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Because otherwise, we could probably get away with having a lower roof on that. But then the fireplace wouldn't look nearly as cool, right? Oh, there is a shower. Oh, did I miss that? Oh, no. Is this the bathtub with the shower? No, it's right there. Oh, right there. Nice. I totally missed that. Very unique. Very unique. Haven't seen something like that. Usually you have like, some sort of different vibe. like a waterfall shower, things like that. In this case, it's just spraying out there right into the tub. So very well thought out. See, that's why you're the boss. That's why it's the war chief. They thought it through. All right, so let's go this way and see what we have here. Very open airspace, again with a vaulted ceiling to like include like little hangy things right up here, trophies, kills, what have you. But yeah, otherwise it's very spacious. Bit of a dedication to paladins right over here, plus drinks. Heck yeah. So it's kind of a, maybe it's a war planning kind of spot, because we have the war table right there, an additional strategic table right over here. Here's a place where we can like discuss strategy and talk smack over coffee. Get into arguments, and whoever loses gets thrown into the fire, because that's why you have the big fireplace. Why else? Right? Look at the size of this fireplace. It's enough to fit a man in there, or a torrent, or whoever, So don't lose the argument. That's the rule. Now here's the interesting bit. Here we have a very paladin-y looking setup. The book, the banner, the light thing. Okay, that's more like a priest thing, but whatever. The scales of justice and all that, but it's sitting on a hunter table, which is still cool. Yeah, it's a very cool table. It's just kind of a funny observation to make. It's a shrine to Tyr. That's cool. Oh, dude, we need to have like big Titan statues at some point. That'll be sick to have when Last Titan comes out. So anyway, I went through this shroud just now. And what do we have here? Now we have like a certain lab where, some more unsavory things happen here. Manipulating poisons, concocting potions of all sorts of things that are probably deadly. I'm going back to poisons. It's probably that. But yeah, cool vibe that's being set up here with some of these like kind of Forsaken themed colors. I mean, we could say that, but you can also say Warlock, you can say Rogue, you can say Death Knight with the Eye of Acris up there, all sorts of things. But, it's trying to stay consistent with that sort of vibe of subterfuge and like just kind of like evil stuff. That's a shrine to hell. Ah, now that's cool. Because remember, we got the whole Viking vibe going on. And speaking of, we got a whole Viking ship out here too. I don't know if I remember seeing this one, but I definitely don't remember climbing into one, because now I'm compelled to like run in and climb in. Oh, that's sick. that's good. This is good. So, whole Viking ship setup. Oh, sorry, I'm like really messing with the camera right now. Cargo, right up there. And then somewhere here, you have someone who's yelling at people to row. And then on the side here, shields. Very nice. Love the way that the colors here turned out, because it just fits really well with the vibe. So at some point, when it's time for battle, we'll drag that sucker out to sea. Come to battle, come right back in, drag it all the way back. And then check out for sales. One giant carpet. It's a big carpet. Yeah, very impressive, and easy to work up too. So I'm like spinning right here. So we're panning around, and over here on this side, now things kind of dress up. Now we're just kind of building the illusion of being on the outside, preferably like near the water if possible. Here we have a pretty convincing depiction of like what's going on, because remember, this is like an outhouse. I'm sorry, a longhouse. Um, and this could be like one side of it or one section of it. So having it dressed with the trees helps to build on the illusion a bit. So well done. Right back here, we have one part monument, one part punching bag. I'll say more punching bag because you have the gloves, you have that over there. But it almost feels like a dedication to something. But it's more like training. We're throwing axes, we're practicing that sort of stuff. We're looking out for bad guys or good guys to conquer. This is one of the newer fountains that have come out from Herondar, I believe. I think this is one of the new ones. Not like a shop thing, but this is one that you just get. Really cool. Very, very cool. It's training the garden. The training to garden is to fray. Ah, that's cool. That's neat. So what we need here are like other altars and stuff. Like one altar where you like slaughter something or other, but then don't slaughter anything because animals are awesome. Um, just kidding. I'm not that big of an animal person. I just like puppies most of all. I just totally have a soft spot for them. But yeah. All right. So let's backtrack a little bit. We'll let uh we'll let Rufus do the walking as we make our way back a little bit. So we went through there. Here's the war chief spot again. And then food, back to the food. And I think we're going to go left from here. Skirt. So now we're going to this transition room that I mentioned. It's kind of L-shaped spots where we might be a kitchen sort of area. We see a little bit of pantry work going there. We'll always see meat in like pretty much at every turn. But now we have like other stuff. So here's where we get like the tea for the weirdos. Um, and the coffee again for the weirdos because we're supposed to drink nothing but mead and liquor here, right? But now we've entered the kitchen area. So here's where all that feasting comes from. Prep tables, tea tables, coffee stuff, yeah, because coffee's fine. It's totally fine. So yeah, we are behind where the bosses are. And so here's the prep table. Everything's good to go, ready to grab and serve. Same thing here with the drinks. We got some hookah stuff right over there. Here's where a lot of the processing happens, right? From goulash to meats, things that are like burning or being prepped on the calorie work table. Norwegians also drink a lot of coffee. Right on. All right, so back here in this plus shape room, again, we continue on with the pantry prep, things like that. So we kind of see the process of what's going on. So shipments come in, we bring stuff back, we get things prepped and ready. They get closer to the front, and then they're like ready to serve, so people just grab stuff. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Yeah, so good job with having a very extensive kitchen space. All right. So we're going to, I think, work our way back here towards the front now. And then we're going to go to the other wing. Yeah, lots of little details here. Lots of rugged details. So now we enter like another, basically this is the other wing of like the whole dining hall. You know, really intense. Everyone's invited. Like just imagine Valadar just piling in. Oh, first, and they're all just flipping out, throwing drinks at each other, fighting, getting themselves killed again. And then when they come back, they laugh it off. That's like the whole fantasy of like that whole vibe. So we go through, and I still haven't seen the upstairs area yet. So I think we're starting to get to that. So now we go into this stairwell room, and this one is pre-built. So, but in the rugged style, you don't see this one very often. And this is very interesting. Now, I believe this is the dedication to Odin that they were talking about. So check that. This is really good. This is really, really cool. So you have, the depiction of Odin's face. You have the one eye. You have like the beard, right? That's sick. That is very, very cool. And also very tasteful that behind it or helping to support it is this warrior tablet. You know, the spear, that's one of the newer assets as well that you can. I think you can just buy it. You don't have to craft it. But yeah, you can get that guy. Very neat. I like that. Yeah, I hope later on. Maybe I missed some for all I know. But I want to see more. Similar kinds of things. This one just happened to like work out really well though. This one, in fact, I would say looked easy. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, you made this look like a natural thing. That's sick. That is sick. Yeah, let me give it a shot. Boop. There we go. So, as we're right back here, what are we doing? Weird stuff. And by that I mean reading. You know? I say this every now and then. It's kind of a WoW thing. I'm here to raid, not read. With regards to like mechanics and learning fights and all that stuff. Well, let's climb. Let's see what else is going on as we leave the feasty part of things and then we go upstairs. Because I feel like, upstairs, like it's great to observe, but I don't, but yeah, I'm going to be curious to see like what sorts of things are being set up there, if anything. Because we climb up and, we've been seeing like literature, things to read, a little bit in the ways of like souvenirs, celebrations of, trophies and all that, like that over there. And then right up here is something that I mostly expected, just more like this kind of like storage area, gallery, just random fixins. Like I didn't expect to see like more feasting to be up here. That's not really the style. Or at least I don't imagine that to be the style. Maybe that's a culture thing that I'm not like on top of, but yeah, sure enough, we're not seeing exactly that depiction. So people don't really come here very often. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. Because you have like all like it's kind of being depicted by a bunch of like spider webs and what have you. So it's more like storage, things like that. And then right back here, ooh, baby. So behind this secret is a very grand diorama. So let's check this out. Oh, that looks cool. That looks very, this has a total like RPG vibe to it. Oh man. So like we path like the path here. Here's like a town of some sort. We're traveling. We're going down this road. We're seeing all these like fantastical monuments or like different biomes and places to visit. I mean, or maybe it's like a just this crazy D&D table of some sort. But this looks really neat. I really dig this. Like there's so much like color and life into this. And then the end here where you have kind of the longhouse uh is crazy because yeah, it's just crazy. You have like a couple of I don't know if it's a bar shelf or whatnot, or just like a longer shelf. Well, actually just two shelves. Yeah, so shelf. I'm sorry, box. Uh, a gazebo. Yeah, gazebo right there. A small mirror and other objects. Forsaken tent. You have an outhouse back there too. That's sick. So it is a D&D table. Dad, this is so alive. This is so alive. I love it. It's like back here we have like other decors. Here's the so, yeah. So here's where I should have been at. So here's where the dungeon master's hanging out. That's very cool. Very impressive. And then back here you have like other pieces put together and laid out, ready to go. Nice. Very nice. I just love the amount of like the color. Like I said, the way that it pops like this feels so fun. Notice how each chair is different for like each individual player. So they all have like their own special spot. That's sick. It almost seems random that it happens to be there, but it's such a cool place. All right, so right back here. So here's the thing with all the cushioning and everything. So I think I can walk here. So here's Miss Burgle doing her thing. And again, storage stuff. Places that people aren't really like hanging out at or really visiting. They're just here to eat and drink. This is where like just again the business of things happens. And I'll notice up top here there is like some additional like storage room. Again, they're making use of the vaulted ceiling to just like make space for like more stuff. All right. So I think someone mentioned a statue. Is it a statue that's here? Oh, this statue. Ah. So they too have completed the Void Spire raid. Congrats. No, 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 no. That's the. Is that from Voidspire or is that Dream Rift or whatever? Yeah, because I haven't done Ratefinder yet, so it's from Dream Rift. Okay, cool, very cool. Yay. Did I miss anything? I mean, I'm sure there's like lots of little things I missed. I didn't identify every little piece of the core, but yeah, did I miss anything that might offend you? Well, this is a great remake. This is very much this huge evolution from what we saw before. And then I can drop down from here. No, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna jog my way down. Yeah, like it's there's like so many opportunities to like lose a lot of budget, especially if you're like kit bashing and whatnot. In this case, though, again, lots of details, lots of food. Oh man, you must have thrown down to buy like all these different like foodstuffs and everything. And even then, I see how it's being strategically placed. Okay, we'll have food somewhere, some places, but not on every table. I've seen some places where they like, make sure every single table is just filled to the brim with stuff, which is very cool. But boy, that adds up. Boy, does that add up. Great place though. It nails the vibe. It really, really nails the vibe. I love that Odin statue. I think that was like my favorite thing. But I think you referred to something about a tree and hanging. Let me take a quick look at that and see if I can understand the reference there. Ah, this tree and that hangy thing. Okay. Yeah, so again, very cool what you did here. I'm gonna be very curious to see like other depictions that you put together. So here would be like the example of like different kit bashing that you that's put together to make these certain kinds of shapes. This worked out just really well because you're using fairly simple shapes to put things together. So you don't have to worry too much about like clipping and things like that. And it just works out. Yeah, it looks very, very clean. They hung themselves for 9 days. Ugh, brutal. But that's Viking stuff. That's how a lot of that goes. All right. So thank you again. And thank you to everyone who let me see their plays today. Appreciate it. So we have four more places that we'll look at tomorrow, starting with Rain, and then we'll look at Tabitha, Yara, and then Rogue Reborn. That'll round out Thursday. As for today, I think we're still at 9 people that had signed up. Let me double check just in case. Came in nicer to watch. Yeah, yeah. Just head over to the. You can rewind here or go to the YouTube stuff on the other channel and then take a look. I feel bad because I totally forgot to put out a visit from yesterday, and I slept in. I wanted to do it today, but I totally slept in because I slept really bad. It was warm last night, man, and so I had like the hardest time staying asleep. So I feel bad about that, but the intent really is to have a whole bunch of visits just lined up and queued. But I need to like really work ahead. So I think today might be a good opportunity for me to get like, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 of them down. So that way for the next couple of weeks, I can just like boom, 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 and I don't have to worry about it so much. So that's kind of the struggle, but not really. It's not that hard to put together. So um that is gonna be it for me today. We're gonna wrap things up, and I'm gonna be doing like my own WoW stuff, playing the game and all that, as well as putting these visits together, as well as working on my own place because I do want to keep myself productive and on trying to get that place done so I can share it with everyone. I'm very eager to do it. I just want to give myself the time to do it. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys for the next thing. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always,